episode of High Rollers D&D.
Yeah.
I am your Games Master Mark /Mara/Sherlock. I've got too many names. Joining me this week, we've got Rhiannon. We've got Chris Trott. We've got Kim. On the other side, Tom. And Katie. Indeed. Everyone's got the crazies today. A couple of notes before we crack on with today's game. Nearly knocked over my GM screen. Thank you. The secrets.
So much.
Thank you, everyone who came to see our Discworld live show, which was 2 days ago. Oh my god. No, it was a really amazing time. Thank you for coming to see us. I wanted to do a big thank you to Modifius, Eliza, and the AEG team. Andy from Oxventure, our games master, who was wonderful. Really great job. As
the
well,
first Oxventure High Rollers collab?
Technically, no.
We did a stage thing, didn't we?
We've done a stage thing, and also Rhea and I have done a show with them as well. You've done a show with them.
I've played Xbox before.
Well, there you go.
I used to be their rivals
Tightly
when I was on
integrated.
PlayStation Access.
Now with Wens.
So when I was on PlayStation Access and they had outside Xbox, we were
course.
rivals.
That's right.
Now with Wens. But also want to say thank you to Rob Wilkins and the Sir Terry Pratchett estate as well. Thank you so much for basically coming and supporting the show. Thank you to all the people that made it happen. It was a really lovely time. We had a really great time.
And Shoot from the Hip.
And Shoot from the Hip, yes, thank you. Sorry, I forgot Shoot from the Hip as well for being our opening act.
To have
It was very funny.
Roll from the Hip. Because they're going to be doing D&D stuff.
Some D&D stuff.
We had an
it was really, really fun. We had a great time. Thank you for those of you who came by to see it. Thank you for everybody who stopped by to say hello at Dragon Meet as well.
Yeah.
We popped by briefly.
Yeah.
A couple of lovely things. Right, announcement time. So next week it's Jingle Jam starting tomorrow. Jingle Jam starts tomorrow. If you don't know, maybe you're brand new here, you don't know what Jingle Jam is. Jingle Jam is a special event originally started by the Yogscast. It happens every December, where you can get an awesome collection of games. And in that collection of games, devs have donated codes, so you can get these amazing games.
Humbly donated to this bundle of games.
This incredible collection of games that you tilt in the favor of charity. But no, you get an awesome collection of games, and the money is split out to several different charities.
You get to pick.
You get to pick. Yeah. We are specifically going to be supporting Calm, Campaign Against Living Miserably. But you can go and get, you can support whoever you like. There's going to be loads of different streams throughout the week. And then next week on Sunday, we're going to be doing our special one-shot. We normally do a very silly one-shot where there's like special goals and special donation incentives and things like that.
Crazy.
Chris Trott has confirmed there will be pyro.
Indoor pyro.
He's bringing it. So there's going to be that. So come and check that out. That is going to be next Sunday at the usual time. So no regular Altheya. Next Sunday it will be a Jingle Jam stream instead.
Yes.
But also there's a couple of extra bonus bits as well. Kim, you're going to be doing a bonus Jingle Jam stream. Do you want to tell us about it?
Oh, God. On Wednesday night, I will be joining the incredible team at Euphoria, and we are going to be playing Jimmy Mothball's Festive Staffing Agency Steals Christmas.
I can see why she had to read that one.
Where I play a sapient beet. Literally, my character card is just screaming.
What do you mean, a beet?
Like a beetroot that's come to life, and it's just like, oh, God!
Oh, wow.
So if you want to see more of that, we'll be streaming on Euphoria's Twitch channel on Wednesday at 7 p.m. GMT, where I'm going to be GM'd by the incredible Michelle. I'm going to be joined by Gloria, Anya, and Ken Cheng, which is great because I haven't streamed with Ken Cheng for ages. So we're going to create a lot of chaos and raise money for charity on Wednesday, 7 p.m. GMT. Sapient beat!
There's a little bonus Jingle Jam stream for you, so you've got that. Also, Trot and I will probably be popping up in a bunch of other Jingle Jam stuff.
Trot's doing a Hatfield's music stream on the 3rd. Because I know that because of work reasons.
So you've got that. I'm going to be popping up in things like Games Night, Blonde Clock Tower, a bunch of stuff.
The game show.
Yeah, it's a game show. Dr. Simon's Quiz of the Year.
There's another game show.
There's another game show that we're both on,
Regals.
maybe. Oh, actually, no, I think I'm on, but you're not.
I don't know.
You don't.
There are schedules out there if you just Google them. Jingle Jam
There's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff.
Yogscast schedules, there'll be stuff everywhere.
Loads of
Jingle Jam
places.
schedule. Also, Jen and Alyona are doing some
Jen and Alyona are
fundraising
doing some
for
fundraising
War
for us
Child
as
as well
well.
during Jingle Jam. And I think Yogscast has put together a bit of a schedule with channels that are not Yogscast and when their streams are. It's
Which
2
we're
weeks
on.
long, the Jingle Jam schedule. So week 1 is out now, but there's going to be loads of stuff. So.
Yep.
Oh, also, our fundraising link will be live from tomorrow, from the 1st of December. So you don't have to wait until our stream to start throwing money. If you want to donate through us to Calm, the link will be live tomorrow,
Yeah, we'll
1st of December.
We'll spam it out in Discord and on the socials. And
Yesterday, if you're watching this on the VOD.
Yes, yeah, there you go. Right, it's not Jingle Jam, but there's also another charity thing I want to shout out because I'm going to be doing on Saturday, the 6th of December, which is for Heroes Without Borders, which is organised by Roleplay Relay. They did it all last year with Critical Role and Darrington Press. We're going to be playing a special Daggerheart one-shot as part of a series of games that have been following on after each other, raising money for Doctors Without Borders, and you can donate to help or hinder on that quest. So that's going to be on Saturday. I think it's like 7 p.m. UK time, but go and check my socials. I'll be posting about that. So you can come and do that. So lots of charity stuff coming up this week.
Charity season.
Tis the season.
And very, very quickly, just before we move on, I want to mention that our good friend Jolene Core, our composer, has got a little Kickstarter of her own going on at the moment. She's created a bunch of music for her own like home D&D campaign and is now making the music available for everybody via the Kickstarter. A couple of the tracks, I've actually got a guest character in that campaign, and there's one of my guest characters got a very fun little track on there as well. But it's just Jolene's worked hard on it, and if you want to go and check it out, go check out Jolene's Kickstarter.
Award-winning composer.
Award-winning composer, Jolene Core.
Go and check that out. Just a little shout out for our pal, basically.
Yeah.
That is it, unless there's anything I've forgotten.
No.
No.
What a pro.
All right, in that case, let's jump into running that intro. Woo. Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Last time we saw our heroes, they had entered Vathalion, the former elven city in the Feywield, but now under the iron claw of one of the Hag Queens and their unseelie allies. They have come to recover some personal effects of their ally, Blackwing, as well as find a planar essence that could help Xanthius forge a way to help block Sovereign's influence over him. A little out of their depth, the heroes sought the assistance of an elven survivor and resistance fighter called the Harlequin, who helped them get inside the Tapestry, a district that once belonged to the mages of Vathalion, but was then abandoned, now patrolled and protected by the arcane guardians left behind. Encountering several such magical protectors, the party fought through and have eventually arrived at Blackwing's estate, the House of Ir-Neweth. And that is where we find ourselves once again today. You had approached the doors with Daisy holding up the token that Blackwing had given you, allowing you entry into the sealed magical estate. It led into a long corridor, as this beautiful elven home, leading to a sort of various doors and pathways leading off in different directions, a great stairwell heading up to a second floor, but also a large central round chamber in which grows a strange but beautiful willow-like tree. Its bark rose gold in color and its leaves teal and pink, making it look very bright and saturated in this otherwise quite calm blues and greys and silvers environment. The silks that were draped all along this hallway had detached and formed into sort of elven visage of an elderly elven gentleman that bowed with a kind of soft flapping of fabrics, almost as if caught in a wind as you entered. And unseen by your eyes, but by the audiences, we did see that on the outskirts of this district, the Queen's enforcer, Blood the Conqueror, a Fomorian, has begun to make their way inside, seeking to reclaim this district, something that you were told was in process.
But we already know we're in a rush anyway, right?
Yes, well,
we
you
were
were
fleeing from guards.
You had drawn the attention of several guards. You knew that you had heard that this Blood the Conqueror was making a concentrated effort to break into the tapestry today and disable many of these guardians and protectors and ransack the places here. And yeah, you had, thankfully, I believe Daisy had managed to sort of lead you down twisting corridors and twisting alleyways and have thrown off your pursuers, but you are limited on time. How much time? Hard to say.
Not sure. When we were hunting down the tower, we all used our different abilities and stuff to get to speed up the process. I was using detect magic. That was before the fight, though, wasn't it?
It would have been part of the fight, yeah.
Okay, so I've probably not got detect magic currently.
I would say you don't have it currently on there.
Okay.
Because also it's probably taken longer than 10 minutes as well, to make your way through this district.
But I wouldn't mind just reactivating it now in prep for hunting down what I imagine are probably some magical items.
Could very well be. Could very well be.
Well, we need to find magical essence anyway, so
true.
it's probably useful either way.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you are all currently stood in this long hallway. There are various doors and archways leading off. There is a stairwell heading up to a second floor. You can see this large atrium, which is at the center of this, the lower floor. And this strange fabric-like figure, this unseen, so this is sort of a seen servant rather than an unseen servant, has manifested itself.
Not unseemly. Or unseelie.
Not unseelie,
Unseen.
but seen.
Yeah.
It's like an unseen servant, but you can see it.
And it's not unseelie.
That's too
Yes.
Crucially.
But yeah, so where do we? Let's just do a quick. We've had a little break because we were off the previous week. What are you guys? What is each character sort of doing in this moment?
Rolling for
basically?
fate.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Sure. Gruff is off in the corner rolling
Gruff
a
just
dice.
get some dice out.
Sure.
What is our destiny today?
Well remembered.
We got a foa.
Sometimes you need a player to be on top of your ADHD GMs. 4 is a dice for you.
It is. I too got a 4.
A dice for you.
I did go 4.
I did go 4.
Thus.
Oh, a dice for me. Thank you, Kim.
4.
Oh, a dice for you. Lots of 4s today.
A 5.
Oh,
We are
stacked
up.
up.
Hell yeah.
But
A 2.
orange
Oh.
is death.
You just
so
knocked over a
death
load.
and death.
Fire.
I knocked over all that fire.
That's interesting. You got a load of fire there.
No, that's just
No,
for
that's
me.
just because Tom had it on his
It's
desk.
like I have this circle for a fireball
Yes. Fair.
radius.
He just has it on hand.
I'm not going to use it.
He said he'd use it on me IRL earlier, so
Oh my
Size of your
God.
head.
yeah, I don't like that.
Bust.
You never know.
So yeah, let's just go around. So what is like Daisy in this moment? You've just sort of entered this place. What do you think Daisy is sort of immediately doing in this moment?
Probably just, I don't know, I've just got this raven statue that's opened
Holding this
the way
trinket.
for us. And if I see the unseen servant, I'll probably be going, no, friend, see, we have the key.
It bows its head very
Oh,
politely
good.
in your direction.
It's not gonna hurt us. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine.
What's Xanthius doing? So you're casting detect magic.
I will activate detect magic. I'm kind of. I know that we are being pursued, but I don't know how close or how much. But I'm almost looking at the door that we just, I guess, came through, kind of.
The doors have shut behind you when you entered as well.
Okay. Is it like they've locked? Is it they are
Have they
big,
disappeared?
secure things? Have bars gone across, locked them in place?
They have not. There's no bars that have appeared. You can still see them. The doors are present, but they glow with abjuration magic. With your
okay.
detect magic, you can tell that they glow with a strong abjuration.
I think we're safe in here. I think we have some time, but we probably need to try and gather the things quickly, and then we can just get on out of here. Back to Altheya.
Perfect.
Yeah, we need to call when we're finished and do the thing that let him know that we need to go back.
Yes.
Sure. What is Gruff doing in this moment?
Bleeding on the floor.
Oh god,
Perfect.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Gruff
You're
Gruff nearly
right.
died.
Rowan will.
You are conscious, but
I'm
just
conscious, but
very
I'm
badly injured.
messy.
Yeah.
I think Rowan will be tending to Gruff.
Oh, thank you, Boyle. But also probably getting ready to ask the seen unseen servant where the study bedroom sitting room are.
Okay, but you're not doing that right now.
Yeah, just
Right now, you're too
Bleeding.
Too
I'm
bleeding.
I'm bleeding.
Too bloody.
Yeah.
And then, Rowan, you're attending to Gruff. So is this like, are you casting magic? Are you just trying to attend to the wound?
I will be casting magic. Okay. I am also. Gruffers.
We both bleeding on the
He
floor.
looks so unwell.
Was
I woke up alone.
Oh, you don't look too good either, Boyle.
Oh, that was a lot, wasn't
no,
That was
no,
rather-
oh no, I can help a little bit.
I'll help
I
you,
very
you
much
help
can't
me.
help.
You useless,
Actually.
The two of you are going to heal each other in this moment. Okay.
It works better that
Just
way.
high five.
They don't have the energy to
I
high
have cure
five.
wounds.
I have
Weekly.
cure wounds at level 1. That's all I got left is a level
Why
1.
doesn't it show cure wounds at higher levels? Is it because it's a magic initiate
It's a-
druid thing?
But you can cast at high levels, yes, but you'll just have to do it manually.
13,
Righty.
14.
I'll do it.
May I use a fate to do enhanced healing on Rowan?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Because I only have level 1s left. So
yes.
So using your ampule of Saint
that-
Talan.
that means I add 9 to it. 10, 19, 20,
Maths
21,
is
22, 23 points of healing for you.
From
my
a
boy.
level
You're
one.
really not.
Very good.
And a
get
relic.
19.
And a relic.
Well, and,
don't
yeah, and
know.
a magic
I don't
item
know.
as well, yeah.
But still, even without that.
And then how much do you heal?
19.
19 for Gruff. Perfect. So the two of you are sort of attending to each other. What is Ophelia doing in this moment?
I think Ophelia's sort of feigning interest in Blackwing's docimile, but her
No.
her hat docimile.
No,
What's the word?
docile.
Domicile.
Docile.
This is my docimile.
This
I
is my
will not be
docimile.
harassed, bitch.
But I think her fingers are kind of hovering over the hilt of veracity and like feeling this new enhanced power from her sword.
Having drained some of the energy of recent foe.
Feeling affirmed, by that power at the minute.
Perfect. Well, yeah, you stand in this hallway. Like I said, you have the various directions that you can head in. The gold sight eye for you, Xanthius, by the way.
Yes.
There are strong presences of magic all around.
Yeah.
There's not going to be like any glowing trails, but if you go up to something and examine it, you'll be able to tell if something is inherently magical or if it is just suffused with magic here.
Yes.
Because you get the very distinct impression that there is a lot of magic in this place.
Yeah.
Some of it enchantment, some of it illusion, some of it abjuration, but almost suffused through a thing. But if you have this impression, if you find an object and it is concentrated magic, you'll be able to tell.
Sure. I want to pick up the right woven blanket.
Sure.
We might have
Yeah,
magic
wouldn't
in.
that be so embarrassing if we went back and we're like,
if he
here you
has-
go?
There you
And
go.
it's like,
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I got this one
What
from
if he
like
has
IKEA.
a blanket basket, like a basket filled with them? We'd be like,
Be ruined.
I've got multiple
but-
blankets on mine.
I
I've
do
got
too.
multiple
I have
blankets.
loads.
So hallway, doors along the hallway, end of the
Yes.
hallway, atrium.
Yeah, so there's like a big round
tree.
atrium with this tree inside of it. You've got a long hallway which has at least like 2 doors, and then it looks like there's something else attached to the atrium as well, like another sort of archway that leads off from there. And then there is a grand staircase that goes up as well.
Can I turn to the unseen, not unseelie servant?
The sort of fabric caretaker, yes.
Greetings, we're here on Blackwing's behalf. Are you able to guide us around the house or communicate with us?
It bows, it shakes its head with that last question, but it bows and gestures to the house.
Fantastic. We are looking for the study, the bedroom, and the sitting hall in this place. Can you take me to the study, perhaps?
Bows and will gesture up the stairs for you.
Fantastic. I might just head up there because I'm also on the hunt for some essence, and I feel like the study would be the best place for that. Do you guys want to?
Oh, I'll
look
come
around
with
the-
you if you want.
Yes.
I feel like we should maybe just not split up because I just don't trust anything in the Feywild right now because, you know, people are trying to take over the whole district and it's a bit weird. And there's a
Generally
guy
good,
called Blood.
It's generally a good.
I will say, if you are pressed for time, you can absolutely stay together. If you are concerned about time, splitting up will let you cover more ground quickly.
I'll go
But
with
you can
that.
stay together if you like.
The most generic information you could have given.
Oh, wow.
It's a gentle reminder.
Wow. Did you know that if you put one foot in front of the other?
Oh, my God.
Okay, I feel like it was a fair thing to remind you.
But then what's next?
Yeah.
You put one foot in front of the other and then what?
And then you just fall flat in your face.
Wait, but it's air that like goes into my lungs. What happens after that?
You then try and exhale it.
We're going to be punished
Don't worry,
if
I
you
love
don't
you.
stop.
Thank you.
I'm not going to punish you.
I'm going to go with Xanthias to
will.
the study. I'll look for the artwork and you
Okay,
look
great.
for what you need.
Yes, the artwork's in the study,
You're
yes.
probably the best to find that anyway.
Okay. And if I see anything magical, I'll shout down to you guys. Is that good? We comfortable with that?
Also,
You guys do not look well.
There's blood on this carpet now. I don't know what to do. Is it red wine or white wine? Wait, I don't think wine works on blood.
Just use red wine and then pretend it's red wine instead of
I
blood.
can give you
I mean,
a
I've used
little bit
makeup
more
before,
healing if anyone needs it.
Oh, it'll be okay, Daisy.
We're fine. We're okay.
Are you sure?
Tento Rowan.
Tentograph.
Tento Rowan.
Oh, okay, I'm confused.
10 to me.
Oh,
Fine.
so
He's a beacon of health.
the seen unseen servant pointed upstairs
Not unseelie.
for not
Seen,
unseelie,
unseen, not unseeling.
for
the
you to
study.
go to the study.
Study, yes.
I'm going to start moseying about looking for a sitting room because I believe a sitting room would be downstairs.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't want to go upstairs to sit.
Are you just going to pick a random direction, like a random door,
I'll
or
use my Rowan intuition.
so you're going to randomly pick?
Yes, it's gonna run.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to bounce.
You roll
across
a
the walls like
d6 for me,
robot
Trop.
vacuum.
Could ask the servant.
D6.
Yeah, roll a d6 for me.
Can I ask a question?
After he's
Why
rolled
have
his
you got
d6.
dice?
5.
5. So
He's timing us.
okay. Hello.
He's timing
Why
us.
has the DM added a D10 to the?
I don't need to answer that
fate
question. I don't have to answer
Wait,
that
what?
question.
Why haven't you done
For
He's
that?
timing
podcast
us.
listeners, Mark has
I've added a d10.
to the bad side of the fate pool.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
That's not where the blue dice go.
He's lost his
Dice
mind.
don't go there.
It's a rather pretty D10.
It is.
That's
It's one of my
nice.
Daggerheart ones.
I am not threatened by this. Everything is fine.
It looks lovely.
Okay, look.
Really decorative.
So,
Wait,
Rowan, are
he
you just
spends
going
it,
to just
I
wander
start
off as they
sprinting.
go upstairs?
Gruffus, I'm going to go that way.
So, Rowan, you begin making your way towards the atrium where there's you can see a third room is split off from there.
If I was an elf, where would I sit? I start like squatting in places,
Okay.
feeling it out.
Feeling it out. What are what are Gruff and Ophelia doing?
I'll probably follow after Rowan just a bit unsteadily
Follow my blood trail.
and add to the blood trail.
Okay.
I think Ophelia will then start looking for
Lapping it up.
where this what a waste jewelry boxes. So maybe Ophelia will ask, excuse me, where is Blackwing's bedroom? Is that off quarters? Is that private?
Just
Straight
as
up?
upstairs.
Easy as that. Okay, and I'll just start looking upstairs.
The figure, seeing you kind of split off, will follow the group going upstairs, probably because the majority of you are going that way. As you guys make your way upstairs, we'll linger a little bit with Gruff and Rowan. As Daisy, Xanthias, and Ophelia begin making their way upstairs, you walk along this hallway. You do pass one doorway that seems to lead into a. You briefly glance in. There appears to be some sort of kitchen. You don't spend too long looking in there, but you do see rows and rows of like herbs and flowers hung from the ceiling. Maybe you catch a glimpse of some sort of alchemy station or something in there, but
Are
you
the
pass by.
herbs rotten?
No. The herbs and flowers are all perfectly preserved.
That's
It
some
all
good
looks
drugs for fairies.
How are they
looks
preserved?
wonderful.
Wait.
No, this is in a brief glance.
Okay.
You continue on. You pass another doorway, which seems to lead into almost a curved room. And you glance beautiful portraits. You glance a couple of pedestals with strange objects on them. Maybe looks like a bit of a gallery. And then you enter into the atrium. When you enter the atrium, the tree in its very center seems to almost glow for a brief moment, and you hear this very excited sort of voice, "My friend!" as this figure emerges from the tree.
Holy.
Her skin is rose gold.
Gruff made that canonically, that sound.
Her skin is rose gold like the tree's bark, and her hair is almost like leaves and ivied vines of the same pink and teal as she kind of steps from the tree itself. Blackwing, you are not my friend.
Yes, sorry.
We were sent by Blackwing.
Where is my friend? It's been so long. It has been such a long time since he has been here. I've never known him to be gone this long. Where is he?
We met them in Ashenrest. In Altheya.
Look, just this creature. They or she doesn't really have a face. It's kind of just a pair of sort of eye sockets, like they're glowing with a sort of pinkish energy. There is no mouth or anything like that. The voice is almost emanating from this creature. Gruff, I think being a druid, you don't really need to make a check that you've probably heard or would have some sort of instinctual knowledge that this is a dryad, and they are connected to the tree within the atrium itself.
Nice.
Yeah. The stories, that would require maybe a Arcana or Nature check, I think, to know anything more.
Goody.
Rowan can make this as well, because you would have heard stories as a bard, if you'd like.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, perfect.
I have a -1 to both.
Perfect.
dude.
0.
I rolled a 3.
The two of you have no idea. This is some sort of fey being. It could be dangerous. It could try and trick you. You've heard stories of the Fae who can allure, and elves and creatures that came from the Feywield that can ensorcel and enchant.
Hello, lovely tree person. It's a pleasure to meet you. A friend of Blackwing is a friend of ours, right, Gruffin?
Oh, absolutely.
Wonderful, yes.
He's a bit cold at the moment, so we're going to find his blankie. Do you know where that is?
I don't know where Blackwing keeps his things.
Sitting room.
They sit in many places. They sit...
I knew it. I've been sitting everywhere and it's all comfortable.
Just looks, I'm sorry, I don't know
So
where...
Do you leave the tree often?
When Blackwing is here, I will come and speak with him and greet him and things like that, but I don't go very far these days. I sort of I sleep a lot. I've been sleeping a very long time. I don't remember the last time I was awake.
Really?
It's been very long.
Did we wake you up? Sorry about that. We're bleeding everywhere.
You're hurt. Oh no.
Yeah.
And we'll reach and I say
Get back, demon!
but it's easy prey. It's like bowed branches that end in a sort of facsimile of a hand. She reaches it up and she'll cast Cure Wounds on you both. Even though she doesn't touch you, she seems to have the ability to do this at a slight range. That will be for technically it will be at 2nd level. Oh, quite good. 16, that would be at 27 hit points each.
27 level.
That felt so lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, it does not. It does not benefit you to be hurt. Why are you so hurt?
Was that a contract?
You did not. You did not get hurt fighting my friend, did you?
No. We're fighting to get his things back.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I can see it now. You both have a strange energy about you, but I don't think you are enemies.
You need to be careful, though, because there are bad people coming to this town.
No.
And you should stay hidden if possible.
Oh, I can hide in my tree, of course.
And
yes.
is there any way you can protect your tree?
Yes, I suppose. And she gestures. She says, "My friend, come, my friend, wake up!" And the tree itself
Another one. Oh, it's the tree.
kind of stretches its branches and almost yawns and stretches, and its leaves kind of
Hey,
scatter
Christmas
from it.
tree.
What's Christmas?
Very nice Running Man reference. Very good. Come over here, come on, Christmas tree. But yeah, it sort of stretches. It doesn't speak, but it sort of begins to sway and move. Well, my friend can fight and protect myself.
Rather interesting.
I wish trees in Altheya did that.
Security system, eh?
What is this Altheya? Is that a glade or a grove?
It's a plane of existence that we're from?
This figure just sort of tilts their head in your direction. A plane of what? A what of what?
Imagine the Fae as a rock,
Yes?
and then you have other rocks that aren't. They don't. You bash them next to each other.
You're not... And she gets very defensive suddenly, and she sort of backs herself up to the tree. You're not from the Greylands, are you?
Oh, no. We're from Altheya.
That's not the Grey... That's not in the Greylands.
That's not in the Grey. Shut
Thank
the fuck
goodness.
up, Ophelia.
She's not here. She's not with us.
I know
She's not here currently.
but in his head, he's like,
Jumps through the door. You bitch!
Thank goodness. So the planes are like the other realms.
Yeah.
yes,
Altheya is another realm. I have not heard of
And
it
it's
before.
really difficult to go between them.
Oh,
But
yes.
Blackwing found a way.
and sent us.
Oh.
May I ask your name?
Oh, of course. Blackwing calls me Springheart.
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 Beautiful name.
Springheart, yes. I'm afraid my grove was destroyed. It was burned by the soldiers of the Greylands. That is why I was very
really?
scared that you were from there.
Why would they do that?
Absolutely.
They hate us. They hate the Fae. They send their soldiers to burn our trees and to kill my friends.
Well, that's not on, is it?
No,
would
they
they do
hate
that?
life. They hate creatures like me. They
would
wish
you
to
hate
destroy. They destroyed all of my brothers and sisters in the grove, and it was Blackwing who rescued me. He managed to rescue me. I was the last one.
You don't happen to know what house that was, do you?
House?
So they have. Never mind. It's fine.
Did they have any insignias on them? Any symbols?
No, it is a dark memory to remember. I try.
Oh, you don't have to go
Let's-
back.
yeah,
it's
let's
okay.
not.
They were the dead that marched. They wore rusted metal and carried axes and torches and horrible things.
Oh well, we're not.
Any blood? Any blood at all?
We're not from the Greylands. No.
No, you are too full of life. I can see that about you. I'm sorry for thinking that you were of them. But you are not of the Fae.
No, we're just visiting, gathering some bits for
You are not from the Isles?
the
From the
Isles.
Primal Isles?
Oh, am
But
I?
you have magic of the stone.
Oh, yes, I got a bit of giant in me, a bit of Jotnir.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. I have limited knowledge about them as well, so they may have come from the Primal Isles. Is that another place?
It is like the Greylands, but different. They do not hate life, but they are greedy and trade and seek many things.
She's very honest.
I'm going to say I'm
Yeah.
not.
You
part
do
of
not,
that.
but you carry some of their magic. I can see it in you.
Rowan is one of the most generous people I know.
Oh, that means a lot. I can see that you are.
Stop it.
You carry the magic of life. You I like very much, sir. And she kind of she beams at you.
Wouldn't it be
Like,
crazy if there was someone from the Gravelands in this house right now?
Oh, I would not stand it. I would make sure that they could not harm my good friend.
Okay.
They would.
Technically, she's from Arceus, which is Altheya.
Visited the Gravelands.
Yeah, they're not from the ground.
Oh, we would not. You would. I'm sure you would not stand by as such a wicked and foul creature would plunder my friend's home.
Nope.
So my name is Griffith.
Hello, Griffith.
Tomorrow, pleasure to meet you. Let's go back to the bit where you liked me.
And yeah, she has. Well, you are said my friend sent you here to gather some of their things.
Yes, he wanted some of his belongings. A woven blanket from a sitting room. I don't suppose, and also a jewelry box in the shape of an everbloom, and a folio of artwork.
Well, I know that my friend does all of their artwork up in their study, which I think is above. I don't. A blanket. Yes, I think. Oh, perhaps in here. And she gestures to that adjoining room. Yes, well, it has been some time, but in there, Blackwing will. They go to sit and sleep and read and play music. And I've seen them wearing a strange cloak. Of many colors and hues, and I know it means a lot to them. It was woven by their, what is the word for it? Mate. It was theirs. It reminds them of a long time ago.
Oh, right. Well, that sounds like what they've asked for.
That's really important.
It's just in there.
Well, let's get it for them. Thank you for your help. Heart, spring, heart,
Of course, I will remain here until you need me, I suppose. Yes.
Is there anything you'd like us to tell Blackwing?
Only that I miss them and that I hope that they come back soon. It's been so very long. There are many of their, yes, I as far as I know, the caretaker has been looking after the place. Altheya has been doing a great job. I can sense them. Oh, the fabrics. Yes.
Fabric person.
That is the caretaker. Altheya means caretaker in Blackwing's speech.
Altheya. Thank you.
But yes, just pass on that I miss my friend, and it has been so very long.
It would be our pleasure. Thank you for your help. And the healing. That was lovely. I feel tingly.
You would see that, obviously, Springheart's taken your immediate sort of attention as you were sort of making your way through this space. As you're making your way towards this archway, she doesn't disappear. She sort of seems to linger. And you see she begins to kind of move around the room. And there are these curved workbenches with things like sacks of soil, tools, other pieces of like gardening equipment, along with lots of strange plants. Some that have been housed in pots, some in troughs that have been sort of built. Others are suspended in like hanging baskets, like magical baskets that are sort of draped around the atrium, all full of these strange, vibrant, quite saturated plants that you've seen scattered around the Feywield. It's kind of like a little bit of an interior sort of greenhouse. One of them, you would notice on one of the benches as you go to pass it, it strikes you as odd because it's very different to everything else in here. It's a metal cube, quite a large metal cube made of like a lattice, like a framework. And inside it, Gruff, especially with your perception, you would spot this quite easily, is a quite large, probably bigger than a tarantula, bright green and black spider. And it's woven this like beautiful network of like threads and silks in amongst this cube. It's almost like it's a cage and this creature is being kept inside. And it's very vibrant and very different to everything else that's in here.
Oh, sorry, Springheart. Before we head out, what can you tell me about this wee beastie over here?
Oh, that is a goblin's bane spider. Blackwing found it, and the caretaker and I keep it, nurture it, and have been keeping it. The box that it is in is, goblin bane spiders they are very dangerous, but it is a rarity here in the Feywield, in our home. It is quite magical. The threads that it spins, the silk that it makes, Blackwing once said it is as strong as metal. It takes a long time for it to produce much of it, but...
I was just wondering whether or not we could maybe take it with us as well and reunite it with Blackwing.
You are free to, if you are friends of Blackwing, and I do not see how you could not be in here if you are not, but if you are friends of Blackwing, take what you wish. I would just caution you to be cautious. Even through the cage, it can still bite.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll be careful and hopefully... I don't know, I just feel like I want to... I don't know, remind Blackwing of home.
Yes, take what you need, my friends. If you are friends of Blackwing, you are friends of mine.
I don't suppose you want to come as well?
Oh, I cannot leave my tree. If I am separated from my tree for too long, I would wither and die.
I don't want that.
So unless you have a way to take my tree back with you, I'm sorry.
Maybe we'll talk to Blackwing and see. I don't know how easy it is for them to...
They're in their holiday home right now, so...
Of course, yes, please, mention it. But yeah, this is just something that you saw on the way out.
Shall I pick it up?
I'm okay to take it.
Okay.
Is our group chat still up?
I don't know. I think that was a Daisy thing. I think you did it a while ago.
If it's not, I was going to say, as I'm going up the stairs, I will just look around at everyone and strike up a group chat.
Sure.
I'll just use a thing.
I don't mind.
In which case, as we go into the sitting room, I would just be like,
Sister Ophelia,
Yes?
do me a favour. Stay away from the tree in the central atrium, okay?
Let me guess, another fey creature that hates me and wants me to die.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
How did she know? Wait, can you hear me, Ophelia?
So,
No,
with
I'm just aware of where we are.
as you say that, that's a perfect segue as you guys go to step into the sitting room, leaving behind Spring Heart in the atrium. We head upstairs. And you would see, you are led as you head up the stairs to a sort of upper hallway.
Okay.
Again, these beautiful drapes of like silver and blue. There are no doors, there are just archways with these drapes, these kind of heavy silk drapes that you part like curtains to enter into the different rooms. But you can see that there are 3 sort of rooms attached to this upper hallway, furthest to closest, basically.
Okay. Servant. Which of these rooms is the study? And Ophelia, are you hoping to go into his
The
private
bedroom.
docimile?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard it.
Which one is the study?
Points to the first door.
First door. Okay. Ophelia?
Okay. I'll go in here and try and find the art then.
Yes, fantastic. And which one is the bedroom?
Points to the furthest door.
Furthest door. We'll see you in a second, Ophelia. Call out if you see anything
There's
in
a
the
great
line.
Take your time.
Group chat. Group
Yes.
chat.
Thank you.
Okay. The Halathan, the caretaker, will probably stay with the 2 of you because again, it seems to stick with whoever like the majority each time. Which
He
I'll
really likes me.
we'll stick with Ophelia for a second then. As Ophelia makes your way down the corridor, you kind of part these curtains as you step into a beautiful bedroom. Everything is this kind of these dark blues, blacks and silvers and things like that. But as you enter this room, you realize that this is sort of one of the taller towers that you saw from the outside. As you step into this large circular room, the bed is actually on sort of a large, tall pedestal at the center of the room with a staircase that sort of leads up to it. And then the roof of the whole bedroom is made of interwoven wooden branches that seem to form a canopy from which dangle strings filled with like crystal and pieces of glass that sort of, and a magical light seems to emanate within all of it, sort of scattering snowflakes of light almost, or like petals of light across the entire room. Everything is very opulent. It definitely, I would say for Ophelia, there is a sort of strange nostalgia of remembering the Countess's bedchambers. This sort of grand opulence, this majesty, a bit larger than life, but obviously in a different hue and with a different vibe to it. There are no golden chalices or opulent reds or things like that here. Everything here is made of wood, but this strange, beautiful silvery wood. It gives it a much cooler tone to everything. You see that, yeah, this large raised up bed dominates, but around the room there are also large dressers. There is a vanity-like desk with an enormous crystalline mirror set against it. And you can see that there are little boxes, little sort of hanging pieces of wood with jewelry and, rings all sort of scattered around it, in different places. A little stool tucked into the vanity as if somebody could use it to get ready in the morning. There is also what appears to be I guess like a tailor's dummy or like a clothing stand, like an upright clothing stand, upon which is this incredible thing that you see, a cape made of silvering mist that sort of flows down the back. And it seems the mist is created by these 2 silvery wooden clasps with a gentle chain between them. And it creates this, billowing cape of mist behind it. And it just has been left there.
Yeah, I think Ophelia walks in, she'll sort of tap the back of the nape of her neck and let the beetle armor fall away. And she'll just sort of casually rummage around, thumbing all the jewellery, just feeling the quality, just like,
It is exceptionally well made. It's all silver. You don't really find a lot of gold here, or at least you think it's silver. It has the color and the consistency of silver, but I think that it would feel almost cool to the touch, and there would be a much more resonant, melodic sound when you sort of tap it and things like that.
Yeah.
There is something innately otherworldly about this. This is not just mundane silver. Probably similar to the coins that you found, Fey silver. And it's exceptionally made, beautiful, but a little more rustic, a little bit more not crude, but natural. This has all been hand-shaped. You know, this has not been made in a forge or melted down and put into a mold. This is all hand-woven, hand-forged, with great care, preserving as much of the natural material and natural qualities as it can do. There are gemstones, but they are not the gemstones that you would know. They almost sparkle with strange otherworldly colours, or resemble creatures' eyes and things like that. As you kind of thumb through them, you notice that there are also the jewellery boxes on the desk. But are you thumbing through those, or just the stuff that's available?
Well, I think she'll also be just keeping an eye out for this jewellery box. So it had the Everbloom jewellery box. I don't think Ophelia would know what an Everbloom really looks like.
Oh, but you could make an educated guess if you roll me a nature roll to see if you can pick out from the various boxes one that looks like a flower or looks like a...
She has no idea.
You just start rummaging through whatever and everything.
Just sort of having a frenzy, just like, ooh, lovely, like anything sparkly, shiny, just,
and
this looks important enough.
You don't have the Raven figurine, do you?
I have it.
Daisy has the Raven figurine. Okay. Can you make a dexterity roll for me, please? You do see this coming,
I do
so
see
you do
it
get
coming.
danger sense.
Beautiful.
We did send the Greylands representative on her own.
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. You leap back as you go to touch. It looks vaguely like it could be a flower, you suppose, but you're not really sure. You maybe pick up some of the smaller ones first, and you go to reach for this one, and as you go to open it, you sense like a flare of magic, and you leap back, you throw your hands off of it, as for the briefest instant, your mind is filled with visions of fear and pain, things that would frighten Ophelia, things that maybe visions of something that you're afraid of, but they don't take hold. Like, you get this kind of flash, as if you've... And, Ophelia's seen this is some sort of magical trap that's been placed upon it, basically.
Less of the frenzy, more careful. Okay, Everbloom.
So you can take some time to find the Everbloom. It will just take a little bit of time to do.
Yeah, I can imagine she kind of gets distracted by the big bed.
Okay.
And maybe just...
Goes up there,
just sort of has a little... Just starfish on it for a little bit.
Sure.
Just dangles her feet off the edge.
Yeah. It's so comfortable. It's like it's like what you imagine a cloud feels like to lay upon.
That kind of like childish sort of joy, I guess, would like overwhelm her. Just being in this big bed. It's like being a little kid in a big bed and just feeling like the world is massive. And just like, she sort of giggles, kicking her feet a little bit.
When you lay in the bed and you start doing this and you're looking up all these sort of dangling jewels and charms, you begin to hear, almost triggered by you laying in the bed, this beautiful elven music. That sort of just very gently and softly is sort of playing around you. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Interesting. 11.
You can't help it. You yawn and your eyes close and you drift to sleep.
Is Percival there as well? I guess. Is Percy following you?
Well, yeah, I suppose Percival would have followed you, but Percival's
Not
like
that he's gonna.
Like, he's still downstairs and sort of like he wouldn't have just come up and look over,
I guess even if he did, like, he's not going to stop her.
Yeah. Well, Percival, when he's not given orders, he just defaults to his natural thing, which is protect and help Sister Ophelia. And to him, Sister Ophelia falling asleep, he's like, oh, okay, Sister Ophelia's taking a nap. He just takes guard, just readies himself, like, yep, if anybody comes and causes trouble. So he takes that. So yeah, unfortunately, Sister Ophelia, you find yourself drifting off to peaceful sleep.
Cuddling veracity.
Yeah.
What? That's not a good idea.
Meanwhile, Xanthias and Daisy, you step into the study.
Yes.
You get the feeling that it sits on the back of the rear of the estate, because immediately you see curtains drawn, grand arched windows that look out onto a beautiful garden at the back of the estate. This is another very tall room with these grand, windows letting in gorgeous amounts of and it seems to face towards the sun side of the city, so it actually gets like the dusk light and then the dawn light coming in at the same time. And you would find that this is very clearly an artist's study. There is a massive easel covered in fabric, whatever painting was being worked on hidden by this shroud. There is a stool with various artist supplies and things next to it. You can see that there are workbenches around the study with tools for carving and sculpting, calligraphy, as well as various cabinets filled with beautiful carved and painted statuettes of elven figures and creatures, illustrations and paintings on smaller canvases, as well as glass containers of different colors, shapes, and sizes. All of them are exquisite works of art. There is also things like folded up leather folios and scroll cases and that decorated, scattered around the place as well. One of the cabinets has a large chunk, almost sort of like on one of those display devices that holds up like a large object, a piece of bark, like a bark from a tree, but it's covered in glowing runes, green glowing runes. That's what you see when you enter.
Daisy, this place is fantastic.
Can we take everything back?
Can we take this entire building back?
I know he said that we could take like things that we wanted, because he doesn't need any of it. But like, I want all of it, Altheya.
Well,
It's great.
I don't have any kind of. I can't carry everything, but we can carry as much as we can.
Okay.
Right?
Look for some essences. I'll look through some artwork.
What about that thing?
That thing seems promising.
The bark is under your detect magic. You know that is a planar essence of the Feywield. I would say that because you've been doing work in your arcane forge as well, or like your arcane laboratory, you would know that this is it's basically a major essence, which is like a real proper essence.
Okay.
It has the elements of Fey, but also like endurance or resilience are the two sort of things that it's connected to.
Nice.
So it can be used to create magic items that are connected to resilience, endurance, that sort of thing. It could be ground down, it could be shaped, it could be carved. You don't know what it is. The detect magic doesn't tell you that.
Yeah.
You'd have to make like a nature or arcana check to figure that out. But you do know it is a potential essence.
I mean, I think this thing is exactly what I'm looking for. And on top of that, it seems to exhibit the exact properties that I would be looking for to, protect and stop this
good.
mess.
We can check that.
And I don't think this cabinet is. There's no is there magic on the cabinet?
Can I have a look at the cabinet and see if it's got any locks on it or anything, or if it's just is it just open?
So it is locked, and I think that between the two of you, taking the time to examine it, it is definitely there is glyphs like small runes of warding and things on that. But because Daisy, you're holding the Raven figurine, when you approach, those runes no longer illuminate, and also you hear the lock open, like it unlocks itself.
Oh, interesting.
It's like it wants you to take it.
Wait, hang on. Everyone, just be aware that a rune just sort of vanished the moment Daisy went near it with the thing. What's it called?
Raven statue.
Raven statue. You just said that. The Raven statue. So be aware there might be some small traps dotted around the place that will only deactivate anyone. Oh, they're all dead.
It's good.
You don't hear snoring. You cannot mentally project snoring.
Can you imagine if you could? We can't hear anything on this call anymore.
You just get honk shoo mimi, honk shoo mimi.
I can hear Ophelia's dreams. Oh, no.
So far, no traps here for me and Grufford.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
Be aware.
Okay.
Anyway.
Can I uncover the painting that's on the easel?
Yeah, you pull this shroud down and kind of whoof, it kind of pulls down dramatically, this fine silken shroud. And it is a half-finished piece. It looks like it's been unfinished for a long time. It's been 300 years since it was here, but there's something about it. Maybe it's because you're an artist as well, Daisy. This looks like it's been an unfinished piece for longer than that, potentially. It depicts Blackwing, half finished, but very clearly and obviously Blackwing themselves in that regal form. Much more of the avian features, though. The other figure is barely started. It's sketched. There is an outline of hair. There is an outline of a slender figure. Impossible to tell, male or female or non-binary. But you can see that Blackwing is very tenderly holding like their shoulder, but they have not been filled in. And the space around them you can see is the city of Vathalion. You recognize the great tree, you recognize some of the beautiful sights from the tapestry and things like that. In fact, actually looking at it now through the great windows, it almost looks like it's in the garden, which has the city as the backdrop. But yeah, you can just see that it's an unfinished self-portrait and portrait of someone else.
Oh. Can I look at some of the? You said there's folios.
There's like
art.
brown folded folios. There's scroll cases and things like that. Yeah, they're all in the cabinets and on the workbenches and things like that.
Okay. Did anyone remember what they said about the folio of artwork? Was there anything distinctive? Because there's a few.
There are quite a few. Yeah.
They have a folio of their artwork.
I'll maybe open some of them up. There might be.
Yeah, I'll take a look at some of the folios.
So some of the folios are writing. And so you're like, oh, okay, it's not this. When you eventually you find, and it's huge, it's sort of leaned up against the wall, and it's a large sort of leather, piece of leather that's been folded in half. It's probably about, nearly comes up to sort of like your chest, Daisy. It's massive. It's like 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall. And you open it up, and inside are just single like pieces of artwork in between fine sheets of like this gossamer thin material. But the thing that strikes you is these paintings move slightly. There's like a slight movement and illusion to them. So as you look at them, the silver sap-like river, it's a beautiful portrait of one of the bridges out in the city. And the actual liquid seems to shimmer and move along the page. And in a sort of very stop motion, like very erratic way, you see like people crossing the bridge, like little couples of elves and satyrs and centaurs and things like that coming and going. You flick through, you find a portrait of a centaur guard. It looks like who's just very idly sort of leaning on their spear, kind of lets out their ears kind of twitching a little bit as they're stood on the wall looking out onto the canopy. And you flick through and there's all these and they are absolutely stunning, not only because of their magical nature, but the artistry involved is clearly that of a great master of their craft. And this does seem to be the thing that you were looking for. Perfect. In fact, actually, yes, when you touch this and when you begin flicking through it, Xanthius, you would notice this before Daisy, but as Daisy touches this object, the raven statue glows ever so slightly, and you see this almost translucent spectre of Blackwing stood in front of the easel painting, and then moving up and fetching things and going about their business. You see them turn towards the doorway, and you see them smile, and they begin speaking, but you hear no words, as if conversing with somebody that's not there.
Anyway, yeah, if I look at the doorway,
no one there. But you see Blackwing like is delighted. You've never seen this figure so full of joy. And then they sort of gesture back to the portrait. But then the image flicks, and now it's Blackwing stood at the window, looking solemn, looking dejected. They pull up great silk cloth and throw it over the easel, and then they walk out the room. That's it. And then the little vision of that ends.
Awesome.
So while
I love story.
What else are you doing? Do you want to try and take this thing out of the cabinet? Or?
Oh yes. If so, was it unlockable? Sorry.
Yeah. It's unlocked. As soon as Daisy approached it with the statue, it unlocked and disabled whatever trap was there.
I mean, I'll delicately. I mean, how big is this thing? Is it like?
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
You know, it's I would say, maybe a foot square.
Okay.
When you touch it, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okey-doke, that's okay. Constitution is my
Don't stop.
my bread, my butter,
my jam,
and my jelly.
my Marmite.
11 plus 8, 19.
19.
Wow.
So you begin holding this thing, and you immediately can feel some sort of presence. How would you... I guess your runic magic, you watch as pieces of your good hand, your non-corrupted hand, begin to be covered in like a thick bark.
Yeah.
But the runes flare and like break it away before it can take hold. it's as soon as you touch this thing, and you can see that as long as you're holding it, it keeps trying to like cover your body in bark, and it's like breaking it away.
Okay. I mean, I've got a hold on this thing, but I think I can resist it for a while.
Can I take the sheet that was over the easel and try wrap it around, give it like drape it over it, and say maybe don't touch it directly?
Yeah. Here you go.
Maybe
drop it.
I don't want to touch it. you touch.
Catch.
I'm not gonna. I'm not.
I don't throw it.
He doesn't throw it.
You have the raven statue, right?
But it's not the statue that's doing it. It's the item itself.
Yeah. Like if she drops the fabric over it, does anything happen to the fabric?
I would say it doesn't happen to the fabric, no.
Okay.
So can you hold it as long as you're not
bag it
touching
up.
it directly?
Seems to be.
And then hold it like a sack.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. The bark like effect no longer seems to be affecting your hand.
Oh, okay. Wow. Ooh, tingly. Ooh. Did you get the artwork?
Yeah, artwork here.
Do you reckon he might want some of the
don't know
writings?
if I should take. He didn't ask for any of the writing, but I wonder if we should take the unfinished painting. Maybe he wants to finish it one day.
That is
It's very big. It's like one of these enormous kind of royal portraits kinds of things. But I mean, Daisy, you know that you could cut it from the canvas, roll it up, and
I might
carry
do
it that way.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
I'll do that.
And then if Blackwing is clearly the artist, would know how to put it on a new canvas and stuff like that. If you'd like to do that, yeah.
Can I look for any fancy schmancy art supplies?
Yeah, there's literally lying right next to the easel.
Yeah.
It's this
I feel like he has some
beautiful
good stuff.
Primo shit.
yeah, and
The
it's
expensive stuff.
you realize like you open it and the paint's all fresh, even though it's been 300 years or something since Blackwing
Everlasting
left its
paint,
place. Potentially could be something like that. It's like a long wooden box made of some beautiful, like the same silvery wood that a lot of the things here are made of, with sections for these beautiful, very pigmented, vibrant paints. There are 3 brushes of small, medium, and large, a little section for like a little pot of water or something to go, and then a mixing plate as well, which you can gather up. These would basically be masterwork painting supplies, and they are indeed, they're not maybe everlasting, but they will never go dry, basically. Gotcha. They're sort of, once you run out, they run out, but there's plenty in there, basically. But yeah, they are masterwork painting supplies, so these will give you bonuses to whenever you do art-based checks.
Before the painting's cut down as well, seen unseen servant. Hello. Do you know who this painting represents? Obviously Blackwing, but could you lead me somewhere to...
It lowers, the caretaker lowers their face, and it's strange to see fabric look sad, because you can't ever see like an actual emotion, but it's very clearly like the sort of thin line of a mouth becomes it just sort of sags a little bit, and it shakes its head at your question.
You can't show me something that might identify more pictures, perhaps, or...
It would think, but it shakes its head.
Okay. They must have meant a lot to Blackwing.
Nods its head.
Did something happen to them?
Nods its head.
I see. Is there something, perhaps of theirs, that we might be able to take back to Blackwing?
Nods and gestures for you to follow.
Okay. Daisy, do you want to...
Is there anything else in this room that's like magic that you want to...
Oh.
Hey, you've got the thing.
Yes.
Nothing that would register as a magical item in here, no. You've gathered up the strange bark, you've gathered up the painting supplies, even though they're not magical, they're, just exceptionally made of strange materials, it looks
I'm
like.
guessing the writings are also undecipherable.
It's all in Sylvan, you can't read it, yeah.
No, I think just the artwork and cutting down, obviously, this one.
It doesn't take long for Daisy to do that.
Taking the supplies.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, make sure you write down you've got the unfinished painting as well. Perfect. Well, yeah, the caretaker will lead you out and begins leading you to the bedroom. But we will cut back to our friends below as you enter, as Rowan and Gruff enter into the sitting room. Attached to the atrium, this is a sort of, it seems to dominate sort of one half of the house. It's an enormous room. There is a beautiful hearth set into one wall. Magical, doesn't seem to emit any sort of smoke, but heat and warmth and light seem to emerge from it. It crackles blue rather than red fire, casting this entire sitting room into that cool, sort of ghostly, ethereal blue that seems to linger. There is a very large, long, plush couch that sits in front of that hearth, beneath which is a vibrant, beautiful rug covering the floor below it. Strong scents of wood smoke and tea seem to almost emanate from that section of the room. There is one half of the room is dominated by a large harp carved from wood and strung with gossamer strings. It has various, a little stand for music, a stool to accompany it, and you can see that on the wall there are actually various other instruments all strung up or put up on little display pieces. And in fact, Rowan, you would recognize that there is parchment with song notation and stuff on there as well. And the other half of the room, there is a large bay window that looks out onto the garden as well at the back of the estate. There is, shelves around it with books, but these wouldn't be like thick leather-bound tomes. They're almost all like paper, sort of woven together, hand-bound books and things like that. And they're sort of scattered amongst with little trinkets and mugs and glass jars and things like that all around it. And by that, and then a large armchair, it's like a cushioned bay window seat, not an armchair, it's like a cushioned seat in the window. And below that seat, sort of almost left there absently, as if somebody had taken them off whilst they were sat there reading, is a pair of beautiful green leather boots. Very like Tom Bombadil or like elven style boots. Probably would be like or knee-high or thigh-high boots. And they definitely seem to be embossed, but at a distance you can't tell by what with, but they are very well made. And yeah, that's what you see in the sitting room.
So Gruff will probably move over to the fireplace and just have a moment, kind of warming his paws.
Forgive me as well. On the back of the couch, there is this woven blanket as well. This it's made of all sorts. It's kind of raggedy. It's not. It kind of is out of place with this play because it looks very sort of badly made, as if somebody who didn't really know what they were doing like sewed it or like wove it or crocheted, and that's been draped over the back of the sofa.
So probably on the way towards that, Gruff would just take a moment to warm his paws by the fireplace.
Yeah, beautiful, lovely warmth kind of spreads through your pores. Strange considering it's such a blue flame, you almost expect it to be cold, but there is this kind of very delicate, pleasant warmth, and that really strong wood smoke and tea, maybe a little jasmine, kind of like mixes all together in this area.
What a perfect room for you there, boy. Oh, look at all those instruments.
Rowan's already there looking at the wall of things. Gruff just hears the hugest, rumble in Rowan's stomach. God, it's the perfect place to sit, isn't it? And I'm hungry as hell. I'm really hungry. It's the pits of hell.
Well, I probably have
They're like my bowels right now. Endless.
I probably have a
deep,
snack or some rations
deprived
or something
of
for
food.
you.
What beautiful instrument. I have no idea what's written here. Can't read music.
Why don't you,
That's interesting. So you can't read noted music. Yeah.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need
Born
to.
genius.
Plays it naturally. Yeah. Plays it by ear.
Why don't you take one down?
Oh, I couldn't. Okay.
What do you go for? So I would imagine that most of the instruments here, there is a lot of, some that look like flutes, lyres, maybe a violin, but it's not a violin. It's like a weird looking violin. It's not. You don't really know how it would work.
It's ukulele.
So, Gruffith, if you were to picture Ice Heart, the music that comes from Ice Heart, would it be stringed? Would it be a wind instrument?
There are some drums and things as well.
Would it be percussive?
Oh, well, we have a mixture.
I can only play one at a time.
Okay, I'm trying to think because I used to have a Welsh music teacher, and I can't remember the name. There was a specific drum and stringed instrument that he would play.
It's also, it can be Ice Heart, so it can be its own thing.
I think it just it worked. That I've got that style of music in my head.
But that kind of, you can have drum, percussive and strings and things like that.
So it was like a drum, like a single
one that you held in your hand with one side that had the skin on it, and you kind of strike with a drumstick, but with the two sides of the drumstick.
Oh, yeah.
A bit like that. And almost like, I guess, like almost like a banjo, but not a banjo, but that kind of long style, that kind of...
Rowan's now a banjo. Sorry, the vision of Rowan playing the banjo. He would be so delightfully happy while he did it.
Let's say a banjo.
Sostenuto, like a lute and like things like that would, come close or something like that. But
Please take a seat.
Pleasure.
Take a load off, Gruffith. You've had a long day.
Yeah, when Gross sits down on the couch, he's just like, oh, yes.
Rowan will walk over to the bay window where Gruff is and take off Sostenuto that you can watch too, and nestle Sostenuto next to Gruffith.
Okay.
And gets a percussive instrument that's closely resembling to what Gruff described, and also tries to play a string instrument with the other hand.
Okay. So give me a performance check with disadvantage. Trying to play two instruments at once, I think, is definitely disadvantage.
Yes. 17.
Total. Even with disadvantage. It takes a bit of getting used to. The drum is easy enough. You can sort of nestle it under one arm and sort of tap out a basic rhythm with it, and you kind of get that going. Playing the stringed instrument one-handed is pretty hard, but you manage to find a way to do that. Maybe it's using like a pause between the beats to strike a note and then holding that note and changing it, by bending the string and things like that. But you begin to play, and the drum sounds deeper than it should. Like this tiny little elven drum
For this, the Gruff.
has this real resonance to it.
7.1.
The stringed instrument almost, it feels like the wind is like calling you, and it has this lightness and this airiness to it as you begin to play it. And what kind of tone or beat or rhythm what do you sort of go for? Here, Rowan? You play it not exceptionally well, but you play pretty well.
Rowan's going to try and just connect with everything he knows about Gruffith.
Okay.
And try and instill an instinctive vibe out of what Iceheart means.
What do you think that is?
Now, I could stereotype here.
Go with your heart.
I think it would be quite peaceful, slow tempo, almost like a distant drum, not sounding like a war or anything like that, but just keeping the rhythm of life. And the strings would be almost like an ambient string, which sounds like wind or the chill of a fishing lake, that sort of thing, or the lapping waves.
There's a coolness to it all
Yeah.
with the thing. The drum doesn't sound like war drums. It sounds more like the crash of a wave against the shore. Kind of has this reverberation to it, and the strings become wind, and they become seabirds, and they become the sharp ice and the cold. But there is a pleasantness, there is a warmth at the heart of it all, and it takes you back, Gruff. It takes you back to sitting around the campfire when the snow's howling outside, and the family and the village all come together in sort of the hall to tell stories. Your wife, you hear her telling her stories. You feel the kids kind of pressed up against you. It kind of takes you back to that little village moment as you hear all this music begin to play. You feel this soft, rather eclectic shroud, this blanket behind you, as you're hearing this music, and sort of as your pause or something, you inadvertently touch it, place your hand against it, and as you do, unknown to you, the raven figurine that Daisy's holding glows ever so softly, and you see this spectral image. And next to you, sort of sat there listening, is Blackwing, just looking in the direction of the harp. And beside Rowan, you see their face again, quite shrouded. You just see a sort of mass of hair, really, and this beautiful, elegant gown facing away from you, playing the harp, this enormous, beautiful harp, but again, there's no sound to it. And you see the contentness and the calmness on Blackwing as they're having this. And then, I don't think, Rowan, you kind of see this happening as well. This kind of figure takes place, and you sort of stop for a moment. And as the music stills, the spectral images begin to shift, and suddenly Blackwing looks towards the door where they've come from. They stand up in a panic. They sort of reach their arm out. There is confusion, there is emotion, and something seems to happen, and the vision briefly ends.
But I very daintily put that instrument back.
Sure.
That was a possessed instrument.
I
Did
think,
you see that?
I think there's a rather sad tale here.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that these things that we're gathering, well, as Springart said, this blanket was woven by Blackwing's partner.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're seeing here, isn't it? The after image of their memories.
The Fae does manifest things in a very visceral way.
Emotion, yeah. Emotion seemed to manifest here. Speaking of, thank you, Rowan. Thank you for
For the healing kill wounds.
for the gift of music.
Oh, that's all right. I tried to do Ice Hearty kind of stuff. I haven't been to Ice Heart,
No,
but I can sometimes get a little vibe from the people.
you did a beautiful job, boyo.
Oh, I'm not fishing.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Gruffith. Okay, so be careful with our emotions, just in case they attack.
I will gently, reverentially pick up the blanket and just, fold it up as carefully as I can. And if we have a moment, I'd want to go out to Springheart and ask her a couple of questions.
We'll come back to that, I think. So we'll jump back upstairs as Daisy and Xanthias, you are led by the caretaker as you enter into this opulent bedroom that I described before, this kind of raised central pillar. You can see there is a bed. Percival is stood at the bottom of this curling staircase, and you can see maybe a sort of hand drape, and you can hear this kind of murmuring coming from upon the bed.
Hello, Percival. Did
She fell asleep?
Hello, Sister. I believe that Sister Ophelia she was laying on the bed, yes.
What do you? Did she find the jewelry box?
She attempted, I believe she touched something on there, and then something did something, and she leapt away at the last second.
And she's up there, right? Okay.
Yes, she went up there and she laid down. And
Head up and check on Ophelia, Daisy, if you.
I'll have a look for the jewelry box, I guess.
Interesting.
the two of you as well, and Xanthias, because you have Detect Magic up, the Cloak of Mist, very clearly a magical item.
Check that
Ooh.
out. Check that out.
I'm gonna go check out the Cloak of Mist.
Yeah. It's just on this sort of clothing dummy, this kind of, like a tailor's dummy, like a mannequin, that's kind of stood next to dressers and a little part of the bedroom. It's these two wooden brooches connected by a chain, and then just silver mist kind of is being created from it and spills down the back like a cape. It's not a full cloak. It doesn't have a hood. It doesn't cover the shoulders. It's just purely down the back like a cape. Yeah. You grab the item. Until it is identified, you don't know what it is, but
Cape
it
of
is
Mist.
Cape of Mist.
Fab. Can I go over to the jewelry box and can I kind of seeing what the the Raven statue did when we went up to that thing, it
Cabinet.
unlocked. I kind of want to hold the Raven statue and see if it does anything to any of the boxes.
Yeah, again, because you sort of take the time to examine them, having seen what is happening. Yeah, most of these boxes do have small enchantments like protective wards and things on them as well. And as you pass the stone, one of them, which I think that for Daisy, you kind of pick up on that, there is this strange flowery shape to it, but it's not obvious. It's like you would have to know what this flower is to recognize it. But the runes dim, and you hear this kind of almost like a popping sound, as if like a bubble has been burst. And you have a sensation that that's what you're looking for, basically.
Is scoop?
When you touch it, again, the Raven statue glows momentarily, and you turn as you see these two figures sort of entering, holding each other in a romantic embrace. They sort of kind of spin into the room as Blackwing leads this, quite featureless figure. You're really only seeing an outline of this person that sort of leads them up the stairs to the bed and things like that. They sort of take a brief moment, but you can see happiness. You don't hear laughter, but you can see their bodies laughing. You see Blackwing smiling. Xanthius, you've already kind of gone up the stairs past Percival.
I'm guessing the figures.
I'm imagining this is like Daisy's just got the bag, so you've got a little second before this happens. But you go up the top, and sprawled out, her hair sort of spilled out, looking like a Disney princess.
So in the middle of this massive
like blue velvet bedspread, like silver, like draped silks, like hanging from the corners, and just like sleeping like Aurora herself, just sleeping peacefully.
I will. She's in the middle. I need to climb onto the mattress in order to nudge her, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ophelia, what are you?
So when you step in and you kind of you begin to hear this like beautiful elven music, I begin to think, can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save? Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So wise.
Holy shit! -2, 17.
17. Your eyes.
What do you do?
Feel really heavy, Xanthius, but you snap out of it.
Oh, Ophelia, wake up!
If you spend an action, you can.
I don't like this.
So Ophelia, you're sort of brought out of yourself, and Xanthius is sort of leaning over you, like shaking.
Ophelia,
Xanthius?
There's something wrong with it. There's magic music playing here. We need to get out of here quickly. You're gonna fall asleep. You're asleep. You fell asleep very quickly. This bed is.
So as this happens, this is the point where the figures sort of come up this like curling staircase, and you see Xanthius like pulls this figure into the bed and sort of overlays over you guys.
What is happening?
As they just hold each other, there's like they sort of press their foreheads next to each other, and it's this beautiful kind of scene of intimacy. Nothing explicit, but like this romantic sort of pressing their foreheads against each other and sort of cupping each other's faces. No, you don't see that. No.
I feel like I'm in the middle of something important. I will just.
No, it's okay.
The spectres kind of vanish, and then Daisy down by you.
That's what I heard too.
You see. I'll give it a minute.
No, did you not hear?
No, I didn't hear. No.
Oh,
That's good.
That's
yeah,
good.
no, it's fine.
You now see those two figures in the throes of an intense argument. You see this furious, like pointing. Blackwing is furious and livid. This other figure stood back to Blackwing in the door, in looking like as if they are about to leave. As this furious argument comes to a close.
Has this been happening?
Yeah.
Oh, a few of these. Yes, memories of Blackwing and a mysterious, well...
I can ask, is this the thing that you were going to tell us was important to that person?
The jewelry box, the caretaker nods.
Okay, so this is the thing they were going to ask us to take anyway.
Have you opened it, or are you just holding the box?
Can I open it?
Yeah, you can, yeah. Inside, you would see, it's like segmented, and you see two rings, both placed inside of it, and in the very middle there is a beautiful locket, silver chain, but the pendant isn't silver. The pendant is carved wood, inlaid with a beautiful sparkling gemstone. It's not a diamond. It's almost like it's like a star in the sky has been sort of plucked and placed within. It glitters and glows with a luminousness that a diamond could never hope to capture.
I was going to say, be careful opening things because there's obviously enchantments on things.
You mentioned this over the voice chat. Ophelia, quick, get up. Come on, please, get up quickly.
Sorry,
Don't close your eyes.
So comfortable.
I need to get out of this bed.
Let's go.
Yeah, once you're awake and you're resistant to it, like it's easy enough to pull.
I mean, still, you can feel like a...
Did you enjoy your rest, Sister Ophelia?
I wasn't aware that I rested, so it must have been good.
You seemed very at peace.
It was lovely.
It almost got me, but it didn't. It didn't, somehow.
Can I look at some of the other jewellery as well and see if there's anything that stands out as... Or, Xanthius?
Hello?
Is anything doing the things? Because there was some little protection
Anything doing
things over
things.
here.
I can look for things.
It is
nice rings and
nothing
things.
magical, but it is all finely made, jewelry. Like,
maybe.
different day-to-day pieces, like some
Yeah.
earrings, some bracelets, some...
Taste the air real quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely...
I was going to say, can we take some of the
guess it's
jewelry?
not
You can take some of it with you. It's hard to put a price on it because these are not from Altheya. And I think that your draconic senses don't really know how to value, like, fey
all worthless
materials.
crap.
I think that you're, like, for the first time, Xanthius, you're like, you don't know how much this is worth.
I mean, it's going to be worth something to someone, right?
think it would be-
Eventually. It all looks, like it should be.
Yeah, but also I think that we should maybe take some more to Blackwing and see if he wants anything else. These are easy enough
Sure.
to carry, so
I've
we
got-
may as well.
I probably shouldn't put it in this bag.
Yeah, you can put, like, a couple of, jewelry,
yeah,
recovered
take
jewelry.
a little collection.
Ophelia, I think you should carry all of it.
I've already
I would be delighted too. There's some jewels as well. They're very unusual. There's things that look like eyes.
I will write assorted jewelry.
Elven jewelry.
But yes, I couldn't really find anything else until.
And its cloak. Oh, that cloak.
Yeah, it's misty.
It's very misty. It's extraordinarily misty. Do I get like a school of magic off of it?
Off the cloak,
Yes.
I think the closest, kind of like a lot of magic items, there is a mixture of schools at work here.
Okay.
But I would say there is a strong conjuration element.
Okay.
Probably, and I think that I'll give you a little bit more than that because conjuration's a weird school where it does lots of different things. The more teleportation side of conjuration.
Oh, baby!
I can't identify because that's part of the gold site and I don't have any charges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be wait for another day.
Yes, definitely grab that.
have it.
It looks great on you.
Perfect.
Wait, are you wearing it?
Sure, why not?
You put
I
the
have
you put the cloak on.
Sure.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh dear.
Means you take your cloak of many things off, right?
I don't have.
You got the
it's
coat.
not magical.
Coat.
The coat, the multiple item coat is.
No, it's not. It's not.
It doesn't require attunement, but it would be the same slot. Because it's like wearing a coat and then wearing the cape. The cape has to go in the same slot.
You can't wear a coat and
And a cape,
What about
no.
winter?
In
That's
terms of
dumb.
magical items, no.
I'll keep the coat on then. I'll just put the cape in.
Sure. Yeah, you can put it in.
And I'll
Yeah,
put
yeah,
with
separate.
everything else.
Yeah.
We'll identify it.
He's alright.
I will check that, but I will check if you can do that.
I thought because
I know
it's not an
certain
achievement.
items you can only have certain numbers of them equipped, but I will check it.
Okay, so that's the jewelry box and the folio. So I think
Oh, you found the folio too.
we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well done.
You see, I've just got this giant folder that's like up to here.
So we'll be out of here in no time.
Oh, we need to
Lovely.
see if Gruff and Rowan have the blanket because, yeah, we didn't know where the sitting room was.
Rowan,
yet.
Gruff. Hello. Hello.
What are you gonna? Oh, this is in
Voice
mental
chat.
communication. Yeah.
Gruff, you should try the boots on.
You found boots?
What about a boot each?
Well, Gruff stepped out to speak to Springheart.
How about you try on the boots, boyo?
I'm wearing sandals.
Just touch them.
Okay. I have
You want to have a look?
Yeah, a little
Well, like you go over and examine them, Rowan, and these are, yeah, I would say that these are probably like knee high on most people. Elves are quite tall, so like probably on Rowan they'd be a little shorter than that. They're beautifully made green leather boots. They have an embossed design of fairy wings at the heels, and then they have like patterns of vines and thorns and other little sprites and fairies kind of flying all around them. They're very Peter Pan-esque, I would say. I would describe them as being a little. But they have this like embossing design of fairies and sprites and thorns and vines spread all around there. Yeah. They are lovely pair of boots. Unless you have an ability to detect any sort of magical energies, that's what you know.
I'm just going to pick them up
Okay,
and put them in my satchel.
great. You now have a pair of fine green elven boots.
When we saw the memories
Yes.
in this sitting room,
Yes.
were they wearing some boots like that? Blackwing or their partner?
I would say Blackwing would have been wearing them, yeah.
All right. In which case,
And
could
he
be
just
another item
left
to
them
return.
behind.
But yeah,
Same thing.
Rowan will.
Great.
Does he feel some sort of magic?
You don't feel magic, no. As I said, unless you have an ability to detect magical energies,
strange.
there is no. They're just a
feel
great pair of
leather.
boots.
Lovely
Yeah.
pair of boots.
Lovely pair of boots. Put them in your bag.
I put them in my bag.
Well, maybe Blackwing.
You said you put them in your bag.
They're in my bag.
Well, maybe Blackwing would like to see them again.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So as a point, so Gruff, you're coming out to speak to Springheart. The three of you, are you heading downstairs?
Oh,
I would probably
seen
head
unseen
downstairs.
servant. Are there perhaps any other rooms that we might be able to go into? Items that you think Blackwing might like recovered for them? Memories, perhaps.
Does Blackwing have a belfry?
A who?
A belfry.
What is a belfry?
It turns its head towards both of you. To your question, it gestures down below.
Down below. Okay.
Upstairs.
Okay.
It does. It just looks at Ophelia and sort of cocks its fabricy face.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna head back downstairs towards the atrium probably.
What's in this room? The one room we didn't enter upstairs.
He gestures for you to go and invites you to go check it out.
Oh, I should probably go. I have the thing. Okay, fine. I'm coming back.
Well, just it's worth a look, right?
I'll come back with.
Well, it's like curtains that you kind of part and you step through. You look into a enormous, beautiful bathroom.
Hello.
It has deep sea blue tiles spread amongst everywhere. There is an enormous green glass freestanding tub, partially transparent. There is no pipes or taps, but instead there is like a floating rock, which almost has like a waterfall spilling, but it's almost frozen in place. And you get the impression there will probably be some sort of magic to activate and reactivate it and things like that.
Oh, we should probably be careful in here just in case some more memories.
For Xanthias, you also look around.
Uh-oh. Bath time.
You notice that there is no toilet. There is no throne here.
Okay.
There is where a throne would be.
Yeah.
There is a very strange-looking plant with a sort of shelf next to it and 3 seashells.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew. As soon as you said, I knew you were going to go there.
I don't get it.
Picking up what you're putting down here.
That's fine. You don't need to. You just but there is no toilet like an outhouse toilet that you would know. You don't know. It's a weird-looking plant.
Okay.
But you don't see anything. There is maybe some lovely linen towels and things like that, but nothing of greater interest, I would say.
Okay.
A bathroom, I guess.
Bathroom.
Lovely, but
Probably not much to recover here, except maybe some I don't know.
shampoo.
Shampoo, perhaps, maybe.
I wonder how Blackwing keeps their hair so luscious.
Probably just by existing as an elf.
You can go
That's
in if you like.
really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll close the curtains again. Unless you want to go in again?
No, I'm good.
I'll close the curtains again.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay, great.
I go down.
As a point, Ophelia, are you going to follow Gruff's advice and avoid the atrium, or as you see Xanthias and Daisy head downstairs and Gruff is sort of in there, seems to be speaking with some sort of creature. You will see this incredible wood-like feminine figure stood there. There are a couple more doors off of this hallway, but yeah, that is what you see.
Hi, Gruff. Dragging this giant folio of artwork.
I've already started.
Yeah, so you can have a quick conversation, then we'll probably cut to break after that.
Hi, Gruff.
I mainly wanted to see if Ophelia was going to go and talk to this thing so I could end there.
And I was wondering how many questions I'd get in before Ophelia turned up.
Sure. Yeah,
One
what do you...
step at a time, you can just hear the footsteps.
Yeah. So yeah, you emerge back
Tell her
out
to
into
do
the atrium.
something, not to do something, and you know she'll do it.
And you see Springheart. Did you find what you were looking for, my friend's things?
Oh yes, absolutely. I found the blanket. You mentioned that it was created. It was woven by Blackwing's partner.
That is what I believe, yes.
Can you tell me about them?
I was not here. This was before Blackwing rescued me, I'm afraid. I know that there was a deep sadness in my friend that seemed to be a little lighter when I was around. I tried to provide companionship and friendship, but they were very, very lonely. Their work kept them very busy. They worked for the king and queen of the city as one of the weavers. So I did not, it was not uncommon for my friend to be gone for a long period of time, doing various things around the Feywield, fighting against the forces of the Greylands and the other planar realms. the other realms. But I did not see them often, but I do not know much about them. I would sometimes hear my friend, they would speak about someone. They spoke of regrets and things that were unsaid, but I did not know much. The hearts of elves and non-dryads, the hearts of creatures like you are very strange to me. I do not understand.
Well,
Mood.
the hearts is also can very easily be broken, and it sounds like poor Blackwing had a very broken heart.
Yes, I think so. Their spirit was diminished. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh no, absolutely! You've been absolutely fantastic.
Good.
But I'm thinking, yes, we'll head back to Blackwing now, and I'll let them know that you miss them and you love to see them again.
Okay. Yes, please. Yes. Let them know that I would love to see them. It has been so long, but yes, that sounds good. And just sort of like, again, there's no smile or anything. It's just these like the eyes sort of like glow, this pinkish glow. The bark on its face, on her body, sort of does seem to shift and maneuver, but it's like this, this rose gold willow tree is sort of just sort of put a piece of itself off. Very sort of sort of Guild Wars 2 plant person kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very saturated colours. At this point, you glance over and see Xanthias and Daisy and Ophelia making their way downstairs into the hallway.
It's me, Xanthias.
Big old folder of art is really good art.
And here's Ophelia. Time slows down.
So when you see
And Percy.
Heartspring
you
is like
walking into the
looking
atrium?
at you. Well, even in the hallway,
they'll see
as
it.
you come down, you see Heartspring sort of looks over, and you see the sort of eyes go from pinkish to this dark sort of red, sort of bluish, dark, purpley red.
There we go.
As it kind of they crouch down and point. The Greylands have sent one here, as they point in the direction of Ophelia.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for the grand entrance.
Well, I'm going to roll initiative, so.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Wait, just you or?
Well, you can decide if you'd like to. It's up to you.
No, I don't know what's happening yet.
Yeah,
so
great,
no, I'm
okay.
not
Let's see what
going to.
happens. Let's
Well, I'd like Ophelia to roll it for me though.
Percy as well.
Yeah.
I'm like holding my sack.
I got a giant
I got
folder of art.
because I'm just cool like that. Cool.
Spring. Keep mixing it around. Spring heart, not heart spring. So that's going to be. Oh, lovely. Oh, even better. It's going to be. What did we get for Ophelia?
19.
Oh, that's high.
Yeah.
What did Percy get?
9.
That's not so high. Perfect.
It's all right.
So you would all see sort of this moment as this dryad creature just looks and something changes and immediately there is, but it's a cornered animal. This is a scared, frightened creature that backs itself up. You see she backs herself up to the great tree whose branches have animated and are sort of swooping down almost into a protective stance as she points in the direction, you are not welcome! And you see as the wooden walls and floors of the room as she casts Entangle. So I will need I believe a strength saving throw from Ophelia Percival.
Ophelia will just let it happen.
Okay, great. This probably would normally hit Xanthias and Daisy, but she is purposely not,
right.
like, almost like careful spell.
Yeah.
She's like sculpting it around. Would Percival resist, or are you just going to be like, don't resist kind of thing?
Can can I tell Percy to get out of the way, or is it just like an immediate thing, or like at least warn Percy?
If you warn Percy, still have him make a saving throw then.
Okay.
Yeah, make a dex saving throw for
Dex
Percy,
save.
actually.
17.
Yeah, that's enough. So Percy manages to sort of like throw himself to the side, almost against his instincts to protect you, as you are just engulfed. the walls and the floors grow like fresh little saplings as these tendrils and branches, these vines wrap around your legs and your arms, kind of holding you in place as you are now restrained by the spell. And you see Springheart just sort of like backs herself up and is sort of leaning up against the tree, sort of gesturing in your direction. You brought them there. One has come in, and is pointing towards Ophelia.
Springheart, Sister Ophelia is friends with Blackwing.
That is not possible. He would never befriend one of the soldiers of the Greylands. They burned my grove.
I understand. Peace. Sister Ophelia, do you have the totem? Remember when Blackwing gave us all gifts? Do you still have yours?
It would be Ophelia's turn now.
She by Rhiannon's
I guess
face.
even if you did, you are restrained.
I don't even know if I was given a totem. Was I given a totem?
Everyone was, yeah.
Yeah, I got given a little bird.
Why do I have no memory of that at all?
I'll be honest.
It was one of the very first things that happened.
Hang on.
Like episode 13.
I don't remember this either.
Yeah, we have a card.
Yeah.
Oh, the ability thing.
Really can't.
Wait, no. Oh, no,
That's something
maybe
else.
No, that was something
Yeah.
else.
So
So no, I had a raven thing for a fight.
I got given a totem bird speech.
I don't know if everyone got
I don't think
one.
everybody
I
got
got
one.
given
I think
the-
Daisy and Gruff got
I
given.
don't think I ever got given. I don't
got
remember.
given something.
I mean, maybe you did. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got given a bird totem.
Certainly it doesn't spring to Ophelia's mind.
Yeah. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I mean, I can't reach it anyway.
I mean, you're restrained. You can still
Yeah.
reach your objects, right? There's enough slack to, like, try and reach into your pocket or whatever.
I am a friend of Blackwing, I suppose.
Wow.
You really don't help yourself.
A friend of you? Absolutely not. And Blackwing has never mentioned you, so is Blackwing your friend?
Could you give me a, I guess, persuasion with disadvantage? I guess.
Ophelia.
It's going to be a very high DC.
Failed anyway. Well.
Yeah. You lie, like so many of the dead. I can feel the dead energy in you. You are no friend to anyone. Blackwing would never be this creature's friend. This serves death, destruction. They came to my grove and burnt it just because they hate life. There was no reason. They did not come for it. We were peaceful. And yet still their soldiers with their fire and their axes came. The stench of death and rot and decay.
I have travelled all through Ilmera, and the only creatures who have had any animosity towards me whatsoever are the Fae.
Because you serve the great evil. You serve that of which is against all life. How could you throw yourself in with the likes of the Greylands? Their stench is so thick upon you. What have you done?
Because the Greyfather saved me from death itself.
She sees, like she said, the tree for its initiative is just going to take a held action, which is if you come anywhere near this dryad, it's going to attack you.
In the middle of this mess.
Get hit by a tree again? You want to get hit by a tree?
But yeah,
No, trees ain't shit.
with
Can't kill
that
me.
though, it is time for a little breaky.
Okay.
So we're going to take our break there and figure out what we're going to do.
Ophelia is so good with words.
We will take our 5-minute break there. We'll see you in part 2, everybody. See you then.
Oh, see you next time. And in a bit.
Fine. It'll be fine.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to part 2 of Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our heroes are currently in the home of Blackwing, the House of Irneueth. They have located several of the belongings that Blackwing has sent them to recover, as well as found some potential magical essences. Perhaps not all of them, though. Perhaps there are more here that could be discovered.
We'll scour.
Yes, you have found a few different things, but in the process you have also encountered Springheart, the dryad who Blackwing saved and befriended seemingly some time before, who has not reacted well to meeting Sister Ophelia de la Rosa of the House of Blood. And that is where we pick back up right now. Ophelia has been restrained by an entanglement spell as the Dryad Springheart has retreated to her awakened tree home. And now we find ourselves, in this tense and awkward situation. So, what would you guys like to do?
Tell me your name, Fae creature that despises me so.
Why should I tell you my name? Your kind burned my home. I am not going to give you my name. Why is this one traveling with you, Gruffith? You are filled with life and goodness, and yet you travel with one who serves death, who serves just destruction and pain.
She came to our lands as an emissary, as a diplomat, to learn and to find out new things.
Oh, it is deception. They have sent them to trick you, to spy upon you, to find weaknesses. They cannot be trusted.
She has only ever acted in our good, and she has protected me.
I do not understand. I do not understand how you can say these things and this one can serve the lands of death, the ones who march and strike down life, not for anything other than death itself.
I could do you one good thing. If you'd like me to. If not, then...
I want nothing from you.
Oh, I won't tell you then.
I want nothing from you and your bringers of death and fire. You have done enough. The Greylands have done enough. They have taken enough.
Springart, look, I know you're upset. Let them leave. Please, let them leave. They will not do anything to harm you.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage, please, Gruffith.
Please may I use un petit fate?
Un petit fait.
19, 20, 21.
Okay. Right. 21. There is a sort of pause, a sort of long moment. The dryad sort of bows her head and sort of ceases whatever spell she was concentrating on, and the vines let go of Sister Ophelia. I will trust you, Gruffith. You carry with you the light of life and the living. But I do not trust this one. I do not believe that Blackwing does either. But
And why would
I
they
will
send
let
me?
them go. Because you have tricked them, or something is wrong. You have tricked these people. I do not know. I do not understand these things. You are so strange. You are alive, but you are dead. You are half living. You are some half living thing. I do not like you.
That's fine. I don't like you either.
If I may,
Jesus.
Sister Ophelia, please leave the house. Springart, I am sorry for the distress that has been caused.
Thank you for your apology. I do not want them here. It is not good that they are in the home of the Fae.
Can I give you a fair warning? And you can decide whether or not you wish to trust my words. If my words are true, then you can trust me. I'm sure you are aware of the foul creatures that are invading at the moment, no?
What? What creatures? More undead?
So you don't know about the Unseelie?
The Unseelie? They are banished to the dark places. Have you made an alliance with the Unseelie? Creature of death?
No, but if you wish to believe me or not, that's up to you. But they are coming here, and they are looking to destroy. If you believe me or not, that's up to you.
You have let them inside the city. The defenders of Vathalion would not allow the Unseelie. They are weak. They could not take this place.
They have been here for a long time. Apparently. We just got here.
Springheart looks to you, Gruff.
I'm sorry to say it's true. It's why Blackwing left.
What? But how? The Unseelie, they are banished to the shadows of the Feywild. How? The elves, the centaurs, the other Fey, they should have the strength to oppose them. Well, I do not understand. And you see this dryad and it's just genuine, like, naive, just doesn't seem to really be able to comprehend what you're sort of saying to her. Seems to be a creature that struggles with perhaps grander concepts than is capable of the idea of a coup, the idea of the Fae changing this much, has not reached this place, this sanctuary to which she has belonged. There is a sort of realization comes upon you, Gruff. You remember the guards outside the tapestry, that this Blood the Conqueror is coming to take the tapestry, has some sort of device to destroy the magical protectors, perhaps even enter into protected homes. And you have seen what these Unseelie do to Fae creatures. You don't think that this dryad, even with this tree, would be strong enough to resist that if they come here.
And there's probably nothing Gruff can do, right?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. There's always potential. That's the nature of the story. But I just need convincing.
I can't transport the tree, though.
I have to figure something out. But yeah, you see that Springheart looks to, especially to you and Gruff, like Rowan and Gruff.
Rowan just walks in at this point.
Oh,
I found some nice...
Things are a little bit tense here right at the moment, Rowan.
What's on the floor as well? It's all curled up. Ophelia's legs.
Ophelia and the Fae stuff.
Oh, Ophelia and the face stuff. Yeah.
Unfortunately, what Ophelia and Gruff are saying is true. We had to fight our way through Unseelie forces in order to get to this house.
No, this cannot be true. What are we going to do? And she sort of hugs, like, kind of leans against a tree and presses her head against it. My friend, why have you not come home, my friend?
Would Gruff know that if we took a part of the tree with us, could she come with us?
I will say this, Gruff. I'm not going to give you a definite yes or no. What I am going to tell you is that as a druid, as a man of experience who has traveled, knows a little bit about the natural world. One can take a cutting from a tree, plant it, nurture it, care for it, and it will grow. You have no idea what that would mean for this Springheart, for this dryad. Will that kill her? Will that allow her to be in two places? Will that become her new home? You don't know.
Springheart, please.
She's just sort of not sobbing because there's no tears, but you just hear her just repeating, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Can you tell me, how did Blackwing bring you here? You and the tree?
I don't remember. I don't know. We were told when we sensed the dead ones coming, we fled to our trees. We tried to fight, but I was not strong enough, and I went into the sleep, the dryad sleep. I went into my home and curled up and just tried to hide, hoping that I would survive. And then the next thing I knew, I was here, and Blackwing had brought my tree. I don't know.
Springheart, I'm going to be honest with you. The Unseelie, they're coming to the tapestry. We encountered them on the way here. That's why I was so hurt. That's why Rowan and I were so hurt.
Oh, what am I going to do? The Unseelie, they are hot. They are creatures of suffering and pain. They will burn my tree.
I want to try something, and it is dangerous and it is daring, but I don't want to leave you here. I want to try and bring you with us to Blackwing.
Just sort of nods her head.
I need to try and take a cutting of the tree.
You hear this, like, sharp intake of breath and almost this defensive, like, no, but my tree.
I have a choice. We leave you here. And I don't know what will happen. I don't know if Blackwing's wards will protect you against the Unseelie that are coming.
Maybe they will. Maybe they cannot come inside the home. Blackwing is very strong in magic. Perhaps that will protect me, and he will come. They will come back, and they will rescue me again.
The Unseelie, they have a device. They have a device that is breaking the defenses in this area. That's why they're able to come here.
You're saying that they cannot be safe?
I want to try and take you back with us to Blackwing. And I don't know if it's right, but we need to bring the tree, right? But I can't.
But how can you carry my tree?
I don't know how to do the whole thing, but if I could take a cutting. Once we get to Blackwing, maybe we can make it grow again.
She seems very uncertain.
Gruff's very
What are the rest of you guys
How
doing?
big is it? It's a full
It's
scale.
a full willow tree, basically.
Not a bonsai.
It's not a bonsai.
No, for
I
some
would
reason, I'm
advise you
imagining
listen
like
to
an apple.
Gruff. Whether or not you listen to me or not is up to you, but I advise you listen to Gruff. They have wisdom beyond anyone that I've ever met, and they've always steered the majority of us true.
You are so strange. You speak of trusting Gruff as one who's full of life and light and kindness, and clearly you have faith in them as well. But I do not understand how you could... How you are so connected to the realm of death and ash and dust. Do you not realize? Do you not know what this will cost, what it will take from you?
Well, it won't take anything from me as far as I'm aware. It'll only make me a better person.
It will take everything from you. It will strip you of everything that you are. What precious life and light I can see within you. It will turn to nothing but dust. It will burn you like it burned my grove.
Well, if there is nothing left of me, then I have nothing to be afraid of losing.
Shakes their head in your direction and looks towards Gruff. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I'm going through my spells to try and figure out something that might be able to assist with preserving and protecting the tree.
Yeah, sure. Also, like, again, you know me, I'm open to creative solutions. You don't have to have, it just so happens I have shrink tree. You know, you can just be like, is there a way I could use this spell, or could I use this narrative thing to try and do a thing?
Yeah,
like, I am open to creative solutions.
I'm thinking of ways in which I can preserve the life within the tree for a duration so that it doesn't immediately die in the travel back or anything like that. And there's, I have Death Ward.
Okay.
And it's when I touch a creature, the first time it would hit 0 HP, drop to 1 HP instead. I almost want to...
So if Gruff's taking a cutting, you mean?
Yeah, it's whether I cast it on the Dryad or I cast it on the tree itself.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay.
Give me an Arcane roll.
That's a good idea.
Arcana plus.
Yeah, I love the idea. You're going to get something out of it. I just want to see if I can give you more.
Oh, 21.
21. You think, Xanthius, like, you kind of take a moment and you know, this conversation is happening, you think. And you know you have this spell, this power to protect a living creature from that grip of death. And with the way that the planes work and things like that, you know, that's normally to protect a living creature from that final, you know, wounding blow.
Sure.
But you do think, but you know that your magic, you know, these runes, whatever they are, bronze dragon magic or what, your own magic, you're not sure. But you know you can also give your runes to a creature, and that helps protect them from damage. Because the worry here is not that whatever this relationship between this dryad and this tree, you don't think it's like damage. You don't think she's going to be at risk at like falling to 0 hit points. It's much more symbiotic. It's much more, you know, intrinsic and esoteric than that. But you do think that maybe if you were to cut sort of a large cutting, you could try and use your magic to fortify that cutting.
Yeah.
And like help bridge that connection between her spirit and that branch. It would certainly help.
Yeah, I mean, I need to... It's just a question of, do I have the resources to build up the runes in order to do that?
Sure.
So I can spend sorcery points. Yes.
Yeah. What about Rowan and Daisy? I just want to check in with you guys. if there's anything you want to do. There's also rooms that you've not been in. Yeah, if you want to go in those, just saying.
I'll be off.
No, you don't. That is literally me making a joke. You absolutely don't have to.
Rowan's kind of caught.
Yeah.
Deer in the headlights kind of thing. Just not knowing
I feel
how
like
to
it's
help.
kind of the same.
Also, he had an idea of sealing off the room with his performance of creation. However, he's spent that.
Yeah.
So he can't fake
reuse
walls
that.
or anything like that. So he's a bit of a loss.
Sure.
To be honest.
Sure. Okay.
I don't have anything that is of use.
Well, like I said, feel free to get creative, but if you don't have ideas, you also don't have ideas.
I don't have
that's fine.
an idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm wondering if there's a way she was brought here by Blackwing's magic, and there's magic all over this place. Maybe if we bring things from these rooms that you discovered that has their magic in it, we can channel it in some way to at least try and make the journey back to encompass Spring Art. And
There were some scrolls that we could maybe look through in the study. Maybe there's something about dryads or maybe. Did we look through the scrolls? We just looked at the folios.
Briefly looked at them and it was written in Sylvan. You didn't
Yeah.
understand the language, so didn't take it with you.
I can use my magics to protect the tree if we do decide to make a cutting. It might then survive the journey back and, secure its life for when we want to regrow it. And as I'm saying that, like, a pulse as I use a sorcery point and runes appear, and then a pulse and more runes appear.
Sort of charging up, like Xanthius glowing brighter and brighter as these runes build in light.
Well, maybe we can just look around again and see if there's any kind of spells or potions or anything that have you checked the other rooms? We could
just this one.
Okay, well, let's try some of the other ones.
All right, be quick though, because we know they're coming.
I will go into one of the next rooms.
Sure. Well, there's only 2 rooms that you've not been in.
I will.
They're down the hallway, and glancing in, you can see one is a gallery, which contains various paintings similar to the ones you found upstairs that sort of seem to shift and move. These seem to be of Fey figures of this city, people of importance, various resplendent elves and other Fey-like beings. One fairy, daintily sat on like a sort of stone fountain, that sort of thing. Of impressive figures. There are also, in between the paintings, are pedestals with various oddities placed upon them, but you'll need to go in the room to have a better look. The other one is the kitchen, which, as I said, has like rows of strongly smelling herbs and flowers hanging from the ceilings, maybe what looked like some sort of alchemy table at the back, but that's what you see from those 2 rooms.
I'll go to the kitchen if you go to the other room.
Okay, I'll look at these little things.
All right.
All right. So yeah, Rowan, you go into the kitchen. You find like strong, earthy smells. It's quite
hungry.
nice. You see that in the middle there are these sort of almost like allotment style, like little patches of dirt and soil, and fresh vegetables and fruit have grown out of them, ready to be picked. You see strange purple, like skinned orange-like fruit with like a rind that you have to peel. These kind of bright pink banana-like sort of shapes. There are also various like vegetables in the ground, like ferns and things sprouting up that look like they might belong to like root vegetables and things like that. And then, at the far end, there is a sort of alchemy bench. It looks like most of the things there, it has either not been used in some time or hasn't been used in a while, but there is a sort of pouch of something. There's like a kind of little leather pouch of something on the alchemy table itself.
Hello, little pouch. I'm going to have a little glance. Is there also any written word or anything like that? Any little books nearby?
Doesn't seem to be.
Potion recipes or anything like that?
Does not seem to be, no.
All right, I'll have a little look in this pouch then.
It's like a very fine silvery sand in here.
Tiny, tiny rocks.
Yeah, the tiniest rocks you can imagine.
There's a lot of them.
It's millions. Hundreds of millions, maybe.
It's going in the satchel.
Okay. Yep. You have a bag of dust, a bag of sand.
Pocket sand.
Kind of pocket sands. Yeah. Yep. That's what you find in here. For
Nothing
Daisy, nothing. The alchemy bench, like you look around and there's like empty bottles. There's like empty little powders. There's really not anything here. It looks like either stuff was grabbed before it was vacated, or it has not been used in a very long time.
Right.
For Daisy, in the gallery, you see all these beautiful paintings. They're all lit by magical glowing lights. It's kind of almost like spotlights on each of these paintings, and then in between are these pedestals. On the pedestals, you would see that the first one is a strange glass-like sculpture that it seems to be like pointing. It's like hovering and it's pointing in a strange direction. The next pedestal is don't think you've seen have you guys seen an imp before?
I think we have.
Maybe have, yeah.
I think we have.
Because I think in the lamplighter stuff, you see a petrified imp, like an imp that's been turned to stone, and it's on a pedestal. It's like
Thank you for the noise.
there is also a ornate wooden sculpture of a deer-like creature with way too many antlers and too many eyes on it. And then finally, one that really sort of draws your eye is in a sealed glass container is a white rose that is covered in frost and almost seems to be emanating cold from the flower itself.
Altheya, have you still got the magic thingy in the thing?
Sorry?
I feel like there's magic in this thing.
Yes, just bring it to me within 30 feet, ideally.
Can I hold up the little raven?
Yeah, the pedestal had some sort of glyph on it, which is deactivated.
Is it in a container?
It's in like a glass container, but it's kind of, you can see that it's rime frosted, the glass.
I'll pick up the glass.
Okay, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
It cold.
It cold. It so cold. It ow. Con.
17.
17 is enough. That's half damage, though, I'm afraid.
Oh.
13. So 17, so it's 8 cold damage. That's already halved.
Ow, it's sore! I'm gonna come and look at it here.
Oh, okay.
Put it
Sorry,
down.
Gruff.
Okay, you put it down.
I'm pretty down. I'm not gonna hold on to something that hurts.
Okay, I'm coming through. Yeah, magical.
Look at it with the arcade with detect magic.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
This is another essence. This is a Fey/ice essence. So it's a Fey essence that has properties of ice, so it can be used for the creation of ice or cold-based enchantments and things like that. Again, it's another major one.
I can't believe it, drop sack. There's a second one. I didn't expect to get 2. Daisy, wait, did you say this hurts?
Yes!
How much?
Don't touch it.
What do you mean?
It did.
Or how are we
Ow!
going to transport this? Have you got another, like, sack or something?
I didn't have a sack. That's a piece of fabric.
I
that
know,
found.
but... I mean, I want it.
I want. What? No, but do you think it would help with? Because this is a flower thing. Maybe it's the. Maybe
Well, to
it
be
could
honest,
freeze
I think-
something and preserve it. I don't know.
Preservation magic.
I don't know.
I like the sound of that.
You.
But at the same time, there is also this other essence that maybe that would be helpful too. Okay.
Can you look at these other pedestals? Does anything look magical? on these?
There is a very minor enchantment on the weird glass sculpture. You don't need to cast Identify to tell you. What I will tell you is the Detect Magic spell will tell you this weird like cone that's like hovering in the air. It will change orientation every hour. So it basically is like a little mini clock. That's all it does. The wooden
very
sculpture
curious.
is just wooden sculpture. The imp is a petrified imp. It has
I
been
don't think we
turned
need
to
that.
stone.
That's a real imp.
That is
I
a
don't think
real
we need
imp
that.
that has been turned to stone.
miserable...
Is it making a rude gesture?
No, he's like, he looks scared, like, oh, fuck!
Poor thing.
His last words. I
Yeah.
can read them.
But he's only small.
I don't want to take the imp.
Why?
Why would I want the
I'm
imp?
joking, I'm joking.
And this thing is...
Garden.
This rotating
I would take
I have an imp for the garden.
Yeah.
Ophelia, do you want an imp?
It's like garden gnomes
For your
for garden
shrine.
imps.
Yeah, garden imps. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway,
And this rotating thing seems pointless. Why can't we just tell the time by the sun like a normal person?
Well, you don't have normal time here, probably.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. This. I mean,
Can I go and find something to, like a piece of fabric or something to drape over this?
You can find a piece of fabric.
I'll give it to Sam.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm great with Constitution.
Never mind.
17 plus 8, 25.
Still take half damage. So 12, half to 6. 6 cold damage.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, this is bad. Is it like an ongoing effect?
Yep, probably.
Are you
You're
still holding it?
onto it.
Why
I put it down.
Let's go into the next room.
I'll
I'm still.
give him the
okay.
fabric.
Next round, can you make another Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Oh, it's still going. That's a nat one.
Can I give him the I've given you the
17.
fabric.
Yeah.
22 cold damage because you didn't half that one.
Yep.
So you get this piece of fabric, you wrap it and try and hold it in a sack. It begins frosting the sack, like the actual. This is actual just supernatural
produce
cold.
flame
Okay.
underneath it.
Okay. How? So you're going to keep. So you've got it in the sack,
Enough to
and you'll
prevent the.
fire.
So you set the sack on fire.
No, not set the sack on fire. Like there's a produce flame to stop the frost from coating the entire sack and up to my hand.
Okay. You could just probably create in that the hand that's holding the sack.
No, because that will set the sack on fire. I don't want the sack to. I don't want the flame to be on the sack.
Okay. So you're trying to use produce flame to keep the temperature not freezing.
Yeah, nominal.
But
I would say.
But you're not trying to heat it.
Not heat it.
Okay.
Prevent the frost from spreading up to the sack.
All right. I'll allow it for now.
Could we? How? I don't know how we transport this.
Well, like this, it seems like
But that
probably the
seems-
best way of doing it.
That seems
two-handed.
like it's going to be really irritating.
Oh
So-
no, absolutely. Can you grab
Daisy
the
and
other essence?
Xanthias probably return, I imagine.
There's a really.
What is that?
We
it's a
found another
it's
essence.
Very cold.
Very, very cold
very,
essence.
very cold.
We might be able to use it to preserve. There's also. Oh, Daisy, did you grab the big sack?
I'll go get.
Yeah, thank you. My hands are full. But we also found another essence that also we might be able to use. Now that we have two, we have spares that we can use to preserve the.
And you're out in the hallway, right, at this
Oh,
point.
now
You've not
come
gone into the
back to-
atrium.
yeah.
Are you going to go into the atrium or are you in the hallway?
Back with the group and the.
Most of the group is in the atrium.
Yeah.
Ophelia is in the hallway.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna go to the atrium.
to Gruff. Is where
Okay.
I'm headed, yeah.
It's important because Xanthias, you have the detect magic up.
Yeah.
Your detect magic goes off again when you see the weird metal cube with the spider in it.
Oh.
That is also an essence. It is a fey
I
poison
cannot
essence.
believe it. What a joyous day.
The metal cage, the spider itself is a living essence. It is a fey essence, but it is also a poison essence.
Where did you get that from?
Oh, little Derwin.
Excuse
You've
me?
named it Derwin.
Is it called Derwin?
Are you carrying the spider box?
I was, yeah.
I would need a dexterity saving throw from you, please, Gruff. I did not realize you had picked it up. My apologies.
Oh yeah, so I meant that I picked it up. I would have
My
taken
apologies. I did not realize you had meant that.
Natural one.
Excellent. Let me get some dice. Do you have poison resistance? Yes. I thought you did.
Oh.
Oh, that's
That is going to be...
I'm
Well,
curious.
it would be 20 points of poison damage, but that is now half to 10. And you would normally gain the poisoned condition, but I will say you don't because you're resistance.
Thanks, Saint Tuan.
So it sinks its fangs into you, and you feel this like burning poison.
Right,
as
that's
you-
rude, Derwin. Let go.
Oh, I don't like.
Oh, yes.
I don't like that one.
That's very rude.
Okay, all these essences are hurting you right
Yeah,
now?
this one that's
well-
in the set is it would try to turn you into like
Yeah,
dark
I was able to
skin.
resist that one a bit more, but I'm just going to put this one on the ground.
I could probably help with that one.
The cold one?
Yes, or any of them.
I can help with the other one if you want.
I will give Rowan the sack with the bark essence.
Sure.
Just put it on the floor in front of me.
I will put the
Thank
put
you.
it on the floor.
This bark essence, we might be able to.
That is ant
Essence.
bark. That is the bark of an ant.
Is this? Can we use this to assist with the tree, help its regrowth, perhaps? Maybe.
The ants do carry strong primal magic of health and resilience and things like that. I am not a mage. Maybe a Blackwing could probably do something.
Can you transfer yourself into this?
No, that I must stay with my tree. The ant is not of my tree, but perhaps there is a way to use its magic to. I don't know.
Are we leaving within the hour? I assume we are.
Probably. We should
I don't know
maybe
what time
call
it is. I can't
Blackwing.
see the sun.
Okay.
Should we call him? With the little...
I'm gonna.
Not yet, because if they transport us back now, we haven't done anything to bring Springheart back with us. It's not a communication. It's not a two-way conversation, is it? It's just a
Let's go.
let's go.
Should we take a cutting then?
Yes,
Springheart, are you okay if I do this? I
don't know.
I don't know if this will work, my love. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But if they come here, they're certainly going to destroy the tree.
I don't know what to do.
I will do
Just
everything I can.
seems to be as lost as all of you.
I will use all of my protective magics in order to try to make this process as painless as possible.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Oh, okay.
please. Being the first one to, you've shown some confidence in your ability to do the right thing. Like, Ruff seems quite unsure, which, isn't enough for her. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I feel like the runes will help. Persuasion, you say?
Yes, please.
Oh, my God, 23.
She looks to you and can see, like, you're glowing with these runes, you're creating magic. Like, yes, if you know magic, I will trust you. If you think it will work.
And from my Arcana check, that's giving them the runes, not on the tree.
It would be, you would basically, it's not really giving the runes, like, it's not using the mechanic as it is. It's channeling that protective magic of your runes and the Death Ward spell, and almost using that in a creative way to strengthen the bond between her and the cutting.
Yeah.
So it's almost like to help transfer her essence to that cutting to ensure that it's a strong enough bond that they survive, basically.
Yeah, in that case, I will, I guess, one hand on the tree, maybe one on their shoulder as well. I'll then cast that Death Ward spell, and also, just in case, give them 5 of my runes. They all sort of spill off my arms.
This is all part of the same process, right?
Yeah.
So who's going to make a cutting?
Looking at the cuttings around the room, I'm guessing none of them are from the tree.
this tree.
They're from something else. Okay.
There are several branches. You could go for a larger branch. You could go for a smaller branch.
Should I try and find a pot with soil in it or something, like a plant?
There's sacks of soil here. Yeah.
I want to maybe like open the top of the sack and have soil ready, like the soil.
The soil
from
is
the
very rich, and
Feywields.
this is Fey soil. Like, it's rich and
Yeah.
aromatic, and there's a strange, almost glint, like a golden sort of glitteriness to the soil itself. As you sort of spoon it into one of these large pots, you're sort of now holding that and the sort of and you've got the folio, and
I'll
God,
put
you're
the
not going
pot-
to carry
I'll
all
put
things.
the pot on the floor. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be. I'll
Carry
leave it stable just now,
Sure.
and someone else can pick it up because I have too much stuff. I can't carry all this loot, guys.
Sister Ophelia, what is going on? I do not understand any of this.
I don't know. I think they're going to cut the
Are
tree.
we fighting the tree?
I don't think we're fighting the tree yet.
Ah, very well.
I think we're okay. Are we okay? Are we okay?
Ever. We're not fighting the tree ever. It's not a yet
We're not
situation.
fighting the tree.
Oh, very well. I will stand down.
I'm just always ready to fight a tree, I guess, when I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, we're fine.
Please, Sister Ophelia, this is an opportunity for peace, not fighting. Please.
Yes, I'm trying. It was the tree that hit me. The tree hit me. I was very calm.
Can you collect up all these essences that Xanthias will need?
Careful
Yes,
with
I
the
just
frosty
need a
one.
hand.
Be careful.
Are there any sticks around here and some string?
Yeah, you can find some sticks and string. Yeah.
Can I make like a little stick man with the twigs and some string and cast Unseen Servant?
Oh.
So use the sticks to make like a little guy, and then I'll say a prayer to the Grey Father and put it on the ground, and then.
I think that this works, but there is Springheart almost hisses as she hears this prayer to the Grey Father.
Carry on.
But also there is like a crack in reality as you invoke sort of antithesis of this realm, but something slips through this almost crack, and that little stick almost as you bewitch it.
Imagine it like decays and sort of withers into like nothing, like really quite violently, like.
And what emerges is not a full spectre or a shade, but the sort of remnants of some undead ghost, and you would hear in your mind, "The House of Shadows is always ready to serve."
Wonderful.
As this unseen servant, which is really more like a kind of echo of a ghost, really, for an Ossian caster, manifests, and this unseen servant is now yours to command.
Welcome to the Fae. Lovely to have you. If I would, could I please ask you to carry some of these objects here back to our realm?
Which ones would you like it to carry? I would say it can probably carry like 2 of these essences, or another large object.
We do the essences. Both essences.
The ones
Will
they're
that
not-
definitely transport back when Blackwing transports us?
Do unseen servants take damage? They do, don't they?
I don't believe. I'll check, but they are basically.
They can take damage.
Yeah.
But
I think they're like a magical force rather
Yeah.
than a sort of an actual
yeah, they're a
creature.
force.
Yeah.
I think in that case, the icy flower and the spider probably
Maybe.
are the safest ones.
I was also going to say, Gruff, can I get another dexterity saving throw from you? As the spider is not happy about being carried around.
5 fail.
That is going to be, luckily, very low this time. That would be 10, half to 5 poison damage.
I'm absolutely going to put you in timeout, Derwin, if you don't stop behaving.
Maybe put that one down.
But yeah, I will tell you 100%. The unseen servant, if it carries these, it won't take any damage. It can't be harmed by them because it is a
Okay.
magical
Fact.
force.
The
It's basically like telekinesising
yeah,
these objects.
The ice one and the
The spider.
what did you call him?
Derwin.
Derwin.
He's a great oak.
Might be good.
Goblins, right? Spider. Yeah, the shroud will kind of scoops up the sack with the rose in it, and then you see this, and it's like a very faint outline of like a ghostly figure.
Right, don't drop him.
Takes it and sort of hooks it, and to you guys, it's really they're just floating in midair. But Ophelia can sort of see this vague outline as this servant of the House of Shadows is sort of kind of falls in next to Percival to carry these things.
Wonderful. Now be ready to fall in with us when the magical force takes us back.
It will follow your commands.
Amazing.
All right.
Rowan is going to cast Animating Performance on the bark essence
Okay.
and spring it to life. Hello, Barky.
It's a kind of big square piece of wood, and like the carpet in Aladdin, it just sort of flops up.
Hey,
Well,
you're coming with us.
nods, rocks back and forward in some simulation of a nod. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're good.
Yeah, that solves that.
As this happens, you hear from outside the estate, you hear this cacophonous kind of crumbling of stone and shattering of wood and glass as something enormous, followed by heavily armored boots, begins to make its way through the grand plaza just outside of the estate. And you hear this sort of bellowing voice. That one's been a thorn in the Queen's side for some time. Yes, demolish it, bring down the protections.
Daisy, you're good with knives. Please, can you take a cutting? I'll guide you, but you are better with knives than I am.
Okay.
Believe, come on, Daisy.
So it would be, if Daisy does it with the blade, it's going to be quite a small cutting. It's not going to be a large branch or anything like that. This is like a small cutting.
The thing is, I don't have any nature. I don't have dex. I don't know how to do it with knives.
With an axe.
I mean, yeah,
do you have an axe?
you can cut a branch off, yeah.
I don't have
Okay, in
nature
that
at
case,
all.
I will do it. I'll take the cutting.
Okay. Can you just make an attack roll for me, as if you were swinging an attack at this tree?
I was going to say, does Armor of Oakenthorns help? It doesn't, does it?
Yeah, but you do get your full wisdom and stuff now, so it should be a
Can I use the fate?
decent-ish attack.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably doesn't have to.
Fate it. So I'll go for it.
Sure.
Yikes. 14, 15.
Does hit the awakened tree because it is animated right now and it has a sort of self-preservation.
Oh, before I do it, I'll put my paw on the tree and go, please, trust me. I'm sorry, but this is the only hope.
You swing the axe. Springheart screams and just buries and just like looks away as you cut this branch off. It's like she's in pain. Like you've just ripped her own arm off as she just lets out this howl. Kind of begins to cradle her arm as this branch falls to the ground. But then you see runes, like links in a chain, stretch from her to this branch, and you feel all of that magic in you, Xanthias, like surge as that spell basically activates now, and you feel this strong connection between the two is now bonded. You watch as the rest of the tree withers rapidly. It crumbles and it begins to break away as it turns into flecks, as if it's, aging rapidly. It begins to break and turn to dust, and you just hear this sobbing from this dryad from Springheart, and she begins to just very gently, just through gasping sobs, is saying something in a language that none of you speak.
Can I really quickly put the branch into the soil?
Yeah, you can.
That I've put.
It's, for you, Daisy, you're not the strongest, but you heft it in and sort of pat it down and scoop the soil up around it, and you feel that immediately, like, it reaches out and it wants to take root and draw nourishment from the soil almost immediately.
Can I imagine, like, I will almost put one arm around Springheart, just clutching her to my chest.
She's incredibly weakened as you kind of engulf her.
With the other, can I cast Cure Wounds on the sapling, like? And
you certainly
almost
could.
Like I want it to be like I've got mending as well, so like a combination, just like that earth magic.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
Yeah. Don't need to roll for healing because you're not going to effectively heal it. But you pour, like, are you just putting like a level 1 spell in this, or?
Can I also put my healing hands into it?
Yeah. Probably 2 level 1s.
2 level 1s. Yeah. The two of you work together as you pump healing magic in, and that mending and that primal just magic of the druids, and that almost helps the cutting, root, and you watch as little branches and sprouts of green begin to flourish out of it, as if it was a new dawn, and we see it almost sped up as it begins to take root. But you also feel in your arms, Gruff, Springheart begins to shrink, and she grows smaller and smaller, and her vines grow shorter and shorter until she is maybe the height of sort of like a little 5 or 6 year old. Like she's about, in the same way that this is now a young sapling, so too is this dryad shrunk and become youthful in herself, and now just sort of like in childish tears is sort of just pulled into your fur and just sort of in the crook of your arm, really.
And I think that
as you hold her, basically,
that instinct would take over, and he'd be like, "Shh, it's okay, little one, it's okay."
Yeah.
And he's almost like singing half lullabies and just trying to calm her down and cradle her. Daisy, get
Can
us
I hold the raven statue and just try and activate and say, Blackwing, please, we need you now, very soon, very quickly, please hurry.
You activate the token, and the little raven, the wood begins to crack. And it cracks and it turns into a raven, like a living creature. It flies up from your hands, and here in the atrium, in front of the now withered, pretty much half broken sort of trunk and corpse of this tree, it flies up, and as it spreads its wings, lines begin to form out, forming a doorway, but it's not instantaneous. That is 1 round.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yep.
You hear a cacophonous roar, some sort of unearthly beast, as you all feel something is ripped from this house. Not physical, something intrinsic, something magical is torn and consumed. And then a second later, something smashes the front door down as you see an enormous chunk of stone has just almost been bowled through it, collapsing the doorway and now leaving it exposed. You look out and can see this enormous, sort of 15-foot tall plate mail, same sort of jagged, broken, rusted spikes and pieces of chain hanging off of it. His head is sort of twisted at the neck, almost uncomfortably at an angle. One of his eyes is so much larger than the other, and a sort of jagged crown of black metal has been nailed, like bolted into his head. In one hand, there is this enormous cudgel-like mace, and in the other, he's holding up a lantern with a sort of almost demonic-looking maw on the front of it, and you all would sort of recognize not fey magic, but magic of the Helion Pit, as a fellite lantern, some sort of demonic device is being held up, and you can almost see its like mouth chewing on some sort of magic that's being consumed. This little trinket's done its job. It reaches back. Go on, ransack it. As you see this figure gestures forward as Blood, the Conqueror, begins to conjure forth his forces. They're still at a fair distance. They're sort of at the far end of the plaza to you guys. What do you guys do?
I'll prepare an action for slow in that area, so if they get within that
Sure.
area,
Okay. You're going to try and slow them down.
Yeah.
Yep. Seems to be sending for. You can see, and I think you guys would recognize it because I think you fought one before. You would have fought a Vault Spawn troll, but these bear a striking resemblance to that creature. These like armored trolls that just, even at this far distance, you can smell them. They reek of just foul muck and stench and rot, and they're sort of and they're kind of stumbling forward along with several other unseelie guards that you fought before. Blood is like, "There's someone in there. I think I can say something. What are you doing in there?" But yeah, so Rowan, you prepare to cast slow. What about the rest of you?
I guess I know that you're preparing a slow, right? So
I'm
I can
preparing slow.
In that case, so
you guys have fought along each side.
I
You
want
don't need
to
to
combo
like,
up with Rowan that when the
like a
slow is cast, when the slow is cast, I'll point to Rowan and do a WOF. I'm doing Wall of Fire. I almost want it to be a V shape away from the door, so as they're heading towards it,
it's fun.
likely to be there, going to be encompassed with it.
I love that. Love that. Perfect.
To hold the back when that comes to it.
Sure. Okay, great. Ophelia?
Yeah, Ophelia will touch the nape of her neck and activate the scarab armor, and then she'll activate her rage, and then radiant action that if they come through the wall of fire, she will charge and
The first one
that comes through. she'll
Okay,
strike.
great. Perfect. What about Daisy and Gruff?
I hold an action to hold a psychic blade and throw it at if anything comes through the fire.
Radiant Blade, just throw it, try and take it out straight away. Okay, perfect. What about Gruff?
I'll activate the armor of oak and thorns, bring my shield up, and I've still got spring heart under one arm, and I'm just gonna take a defensive stance and just
Take the dodge action, basically.
but like
and-
just have that shield in front, just ready.
Perfect. You see that the outline of the door is now mostly completed. It's beginning to fill in on the inside with all sorts of symbols and runes, almost looking like the front door of Ravenspire Tower, but it's not completed yet.
I mean, next to our hero pose, we also have an animated piece of wood and an unseen servant.
Yeah, and Percival, actually,
Percival.
I'm assuming Percival will do this. He'll
Percy,
charge in
take a
with you,
stance,
basically.
God,
over
we look so
Ophelia.
cool right now.
Yeah, so you kind of got you guys all lined up. Basically, the first wave of enemies will say, like, the trolls, as soon as that wall of fire comes in back, they reel back. Oh, fireball, fire! And they're terrified of the fire.
Sweet.
So they like back off, but the unseelie don't look as intimidated by it, and they're just like, shields up, and they kind of form up and plow through it. Several of them are burnt to a crisp as they do so, or badly burnt. Ophelia, you rush in. Just give me one attack roll. Like this is, we're gonna kind of simplify a few
slow
things.
them before.
Yeah, so
attack.
that goes off, right? Like, so you see them, like the ones
with AC.
Yeah, the ones that get through. Well, I'm gonna basically, we're not gonna do a full combat here, but you see the slow. The trolls are like in fear and now slowed as well. No, the fireball! And the other unsealiers, they get through. Maybe a couple of them succeed, and they're the ones that get through unharmed. But the others that like they get incinerated as they're slowed mid-fire.
Oh, that's horrible in slow-mo.
And then Daisy, you give me an attack roll as well for the same thing. So just the attack roll. I just want to see how high you get.
I rolled a
17.
19.
17.
I did reckless.
Perfect. Okay.
27.
Perfect. So, like, Ophelia, you, like, engage, you and Percival together, you engage, like, 3 or 4 of these soldiers as they come running in, and you're sort of clashing blades, and you strike one down and defending from the other one. Percival's next to you, kind of blocking and attacking. You don't take out as many of them as you, like, you're kind of holding them there, and then just...
If Ophelia was there, I'd get sneak attack as well.
Yeah,
so I'll probably hold until Ophelia's next and
So,
then
like,
time my blade.
And that's it. And so as you're kind of holding them off,
Yeah.
you just get as this blade of light like takes one out, and then you kind of clash with the next one, and then as one's rushing towards you, another blade of light takes it out. As the two of you basically are kind of blockading it, you know, the ones that get through the spells, you're holding off for the interim. Do you guys change anything up? Like, so as you see, you hear blood go like.
If there's something that needs doing, I suppose one must do it themselves. For you, my queen.
And sort of brings up the cudgel in an almost knight-like salute, and begins to lumber his way towards Blackwing's estate, basically. So what do you guys do?
Doing?
It is filling up on the inside, maybe about halfway full.
Halfway full. Okay.
As in the inside, like the
Yes,
outline's been
yeah.
completed.
So they are now basically through the wall of fire, right?
Like some of the lower level soldiers have got through. The trolls have been scared, but I would probably say that with Blood sort of making his way forward, they're sort of like, oh, very well, and they're now trying to turn, slowed as they are. They're going to try and join Blood, pushing through the fire.
Okay.
I'll probably just try and hide places around the room to then spring out on them when they don't
Sure.
expect it.
Great.
To try
Give me
and
a
sort of
stealth.
give me
Absolutely.
a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, we already know that you can hit these guys, so this is just now like changing your tactics.
28.
28. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, perfect. All right, what is everyone else doing? I will make a note of that for now.
I think Ophelia will spider climb up onto the roof and get ready to face down Blood, like face.
Cool.
to
Yeah.
face.
So the whole front of the house has been ripped off, so you'll kind of go out onto climb out onto the ruins, and so you can meet him at his eye
Yeah.
level, basically. Perfect. All right, I'll come back to that in a second.
Out of a simple vicious tone.
So you just start using your magic to kind of assault mines. Do you have a particular target in mind for
Yeah.
these?
Big blood guy.
You want to go for Blood himself?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Great.
60 feet range, so
Yeah.
Tom's frantically looking through spells.
Can I have casted haste on Ophelia?
Yeah, for this action you can do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I'll do that. So Ophelia now has
Yeah.
basically 2 turns.
Yeah.
Nice.
And again, I'm not going to worry about concentration and stuff. This is like a bit more.
Well, the
cinematic.
wall of fire would have been gone now anyway.
Yeah,
so
so they
that's
kind
fine.
of begin pushing their way through it. Okay, and then what about Gruff?
Can I use my spirit boon with my loyal hair spirit, and I want to basically do a dragoon knight jump up, but because I've got,
You got spring heart.
I want to use my shield to basically shield bash and just drive that.
Okay.
As I land, just.
And you
drive
want to go
that
after
weapon.
Blood as well, or do you want to go for the trolls?
Is
Because
there-
he's got these 2 trolls with him, and then you've got
Okay.
Blood himself.
I think-
most of the lower level soldiers are being killed.
I think seeing that everyone's going for blood, maybe I'll go for the trolls.
One of the trolls?
Just yeah.
Perfect. So you give me an attack roll as if you were making that dragoon jump. Don't worry about the damage and stuff now. Just give me the attack roll.
17 plus 8.
So yeah, that's going to be a great success. And Rowan, it was normally a saving throw for Tone, isn't
wisdom,
it?
yeah.
Sure, I'll make a saving throw.
15.
15. He's going to fail. Don't worry about rolling damage and stuff. And then we've got the haste on Ophelia. So you watch.
Ophelia goes to run forward and
And then
suddenly
Daisy, with your stealthing, are you going to go for the big guy? Are you going to try and
I'll
take out the
probably
trolls?
assist Gruff with the trolls.
The trolls? Perfect.
Yeah.
So you almost wait, you kind of duck into hiding and wait for this moment. Gruff, you leap into the air and bring the shield down. Bam, you slam onto the top of one of these trolls, kind of flying back. Its helmet now wedged onto its kind of squat, its neck almost collapsing in, and it's blinded. It's like, I can't, what's going on? And then thump, 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 with radiant blades as it staggers back. Its wounds begin regenerating, but it's like, what's going on? What's going on? It's kind of stumbling around in a kind of almost comical manner, but it's completely now no longer threatening everything. One of them does manage to kind of rush up and is probably going to get some, to do some damage as it manages to break through. As your vicious Tone, Blood suddenly holds his head
What's that racket? I can't stand it!
and he's holding his thing, and he's now with his good eye scanning around. Ophelia, you rush up. You want to give me an attack roll to attack Blood?
So I do Vex for the first strike. So it's unnatural 20 to hit for the first strike.
Yeah, don't worry about making multiple attacks. You dart in with the haste, almost, I'm imagining very Alucard, almost kind of you see the rapid movement.
And I've got Misty Steps, pew, 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 pew.
You kind of dart around him, plunging Restian. You immediately can tell you're a seasoned warrior. You're not going to be able to stake out Blood, even with all of you fighting together. If you were planning to escape, this is a bigger fight, and he's a terrifying foe. You are nicking at him. So you strike at vulnerable points. You're trying to slow him down, get him away. He kind of like tries to grab you and things like that. And eventually you leap back onto the sort of rooftop of the Blackwing estate as he kind of like, and he fixes his eye upon you. I'm going to say everybody but I probably think like Xanthius and Rowan, you guys are there as the troll barrels through. You guys are going to take, I'm just going to just roll this as flat damage rather than making attack rolls and stuff because it's a bit more of a cinematic thing. So that's going to be, you guys are going to take 15 points of damage as these trolls like swing these wicked scimitars and you're like ducking and they nick you a little bit as you're thrown to the side as the two of you are concentrating on your spells as this troll pummels into you. But Blood fixes you, Ophelia, with this eye. I need you to make a, what kind of saving throw is this? A wisdom saving throw, please, yeah.
Nat 1.
Nat 1. Okay, this is going to be bad. I'm going to add a little bit for the critical failure there as well. I know they're not normally a thing. 12. So you're going to take 18 points of psychic damage, but you feel some horrific curse as the royal eye stares at you and you are cursed. You feel your body growths begin to sort of appear under the armor, like your face, half of it begins to melt and distend as you are affected by the Formian's like horrific warping hex or royal hex. You also gain a level of exhaustion as well as your body is so drained of energy and willpower.
What was the save on that, sorry?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, okay, yeah.
But yeah, you feel your body kind of mutate and warp and stretch, and it's agonizingly painful as this takes upon you. As you look back, those of you who landed, Gruff, you sort of landed and pulled back just in time to see the two boys getting pummeled by this troll. Daisy, you've hidden back into the dark shadows. You glance over Daisy and see that just the last little bit of the door needs to be filled in and then it will be completed. So one more round, basically.
I'll, in the group chat, say, door's almost ready, keep an eye out.
Perfect. So what do you guys do? Blood is focused intently on Ophelia right now, outside, sort of in the street right in front of the house. There is a troll in the hallway, sort of chasing after Rowan and Xanthia, smashing into the walls.
Can I add some distance support to target that troll now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, perfectly. So do you want to make your way back to the door and you're just from distance, just lobbing radiant blades?
Yeah,
trying to draw its slight attention.
I'm just trying to provide that backup.
Covering fire.
Yeah, I just want to be continually moving.
Sure.
But providing the backup to them.
Okay, give me an attack roll just to see how, in terms of a degree of success.
40 minutes. 23?
Yeah, that's going to be a great success. That's going to help do so. What's everyone else doing?
Whilst Rowan, go on.
I was just going to say, is it feeling anywhere near Gruff?
I would say that, like, because the front of the house has been basically destroyed by this rock that Blood threw, like, you can see Ophelia sort of, like, on top of the building. Like, if you look up, she's stood on, like, a loose timber beam that's been sort of left hanging. And you can see her, like, kind of struggling a little bit as she's
just lets out a blood-curdling scream as her body just mutates, twists.
Twists, yeah. Like, probably your foot rotates the whole 180.
Oh, yes! Yes!
And you hear, like, bone crack and snap and stuff.
Oh, yeah!
I'd probably just shout, Ophelia, to me!
I'll show you.
And just like, I'm going to hold a cure wounds.
So just like restorative kind of thing?
And if you look, you'll see he's starting to charge. So what I need to do is I need to cast Wild Resurgence to gain a spell slot back.
Sure.
And then you would see like the healing magic starting to be cast. But,
nice,
Yeah, you can do the healing magic in this turn, so if you just want to roll those hit points, you can cast a healing spell on Ophelia. That's absolutely fine.
Feel free to swing down on the whip, like, come down.
Like whip it and then unhook it, basically.
Yeah.
Would people be adverse to me spending the last point of fate?
No, go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
16, 17,
Yes.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 points
Oh,
of
hell
healing.
yeah.
Okay, what is Ophelia doing? So you're going to swing back and make your way to Gruff, but you still have a full action if you'd like to do something?
Yeah, she'll think she'll just, climb back up on the roof, like, face down, Blood again, to be like, round 2, bring it on.
Okay, so you just want to keep engaging Blood, but now on the ground level, basically, close to the door. Okay, what is Rowan and Xanthius doing?
You want to go first?
Whilst Rowan is running around away from this troll, he's going to be shouting, Barky, get to the portal. I would like him to waddle to the portal.
Okay.
As a side action.
Yep.
Nice.
On top of that, I would like to try and polymorph one of these trolls. that are
Perfect.
chasing me.
Yep. Love it. The one that's chasing you.
Yes, 15.
Yeah. You do it. Like you literally, with the magic, you throw out this polymorphing spell.
I will
What do you turn
stop
to?
hitting it.
Yeah. I figured. Yeah.
I turn into a frog that's got a weirdly humanoid Xanthia's face.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Wow, that frog's hot. So I did a concentration save. Ophelia is still hasted.
Sure.
But I think in between all of her dashing around and fighting blood, you'll see a kind of golden orange beam spread towards it until its one good eye is engulfed by a fireball.
Oh my god.
Creature is big enough that you can target this outside and is going to engulf him.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't worry about rolling the damage. I'm just going to roll to see his save. He is going to fail. I think as well, Daisy, you can switch your target to blood, once
I'll
the
switch
troll is
it when the
polymorphed.
troll's
The group of you with Ophelia's melee attacks as well, you sort of fend him back. Like he gets to the point where he's like, "Ugh!" His eye is all like burnt and crisped, and he's like shuddering back. He unhooks like the demon lantern that he's kind of been carrying, and he breathes something in and pulls magic in it, and you see like his wounds immediately begin to heal and things like that. But he's sort of he's forced back, and he sort of like brings out his giant cudgel. He's like,
Oh, I won't be forgetting your faces anytime soon. Go on, little rats. Don't think I don't see that portal. Back to where you come from. And don't forget, the Queen's justice finds home eventually.
as the doorway completes, blood sort of skulks back and sort of begins to withdraw, leaving you an opportunity to pull yourselves into the now finished doorway, which becomes a real physical doorway to push into.
Barrel through it.
Quick, everyone, quick.
Go,
You got it.
Go!
Get in
Grab
there.
your unseen
Grab the
servant, grab the
folio.
bark, you grab all the things you need
sapling.
to, grab all the things that you need to. You've got plenty of time, as blood does seem to have been perhaps willing to go on to other targets at least. But in that brief encounter, you definitely get the sense of something that a fight that would be a lot more difficult were you to truly face them down. But you burst through the door and find yourselves in the lower section of Ravenspire Tower. The door immediately shuts behind you as you find yourselves in that large, round, sparsely decorated but quite calming and cool place that is Blackwing's Tower.
I guess we'll run into the room.
Yeah.
Panting, is sweating.
Is this?
Is everyone here? Is everyone here?
Barky,
Barky, Rowan, Ophelia, Ruff.
This plank.
there you are.
This strip of square bark, just no face, just
Beautiful.
waddles.
So I love it.
Percival, my spectral friend, are you both here?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful,
The
wonderful.
servant of the House of Shadows is he.
Amazing. Okay, brilliant.
They have
grotesque.
things.
Oh, that was awful. We managed it. Ophelia.
Yeah,
you okay?
Ophelia, you see Ophelia's features are beginning to slowly revert back, but you get the sense that curse could be a lingering or even become permanent if it was enough,
Yeah.
but as you've escaped and the effects are beginning to slowly rescind.
Holy suffering scions.
The curse was horrendous. My foot. Hang on, it's twisting.
Oh!
Don't look, everybody.
Oh,
It's back, it's back.
Don't look, Barky. Where's your eyes?
Oh, that was...
As you touch Barky, can I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
15 plus something. 18.
You are fine. You manage to your own sort of runic magic also, and your patterns and song resists being transformed as you touch it, and your fingertips become a bit like
Blackwing, are you here?
There is the faint cawing of birds and the jingling of sort of unseen bells, and descending from their spiral staircase, you see the figure. Ah, my friends, you have returned. It seems to be some trouble that you encountered.
Yes, a bit of a rush, unfortunately, in the end there. Blood the Conqueror decided to assault your house, I'm afraid, and the district.
They were my house has been, my estate is destroyed?
Not destroyed. Well, not as such.
No, it's fully destroyed.
You see, the Feywild is very much worse now than when you left it, and the tapestry was there. Seems like it caused them a lot of trouble, but now they've kind of moved in.
I feared that the Unseelie would take the city. I did not realize that they would resort to such barbaric methods to destroy what was there. That is unfortunate.
Is Springheart okay?
So I think, at this point, Gruff...
Yeah, because you've had, like, the shield over her and you've just had her covered.
Yeah, I think Gruff would have come through the portal, but, like, is almost kneeling, kind of...
Well, yeah,
he's
you
not
sort of-
listening, he's Springheart.
You pull the shield back, and probably sort of 5, 6, something like that. A human sort of like sizing. The little tree face. There is more of a human feature to it now, and sort of looks at you with these big sort of doe eyes. As this young Springheart sort of Gruff.
Are you all right, little one?
I am okay. I am small. I am smaller, but I am here.
You are small, but you are brave, little one.
Where is my tree?
It's here. It's here, I've got it.
She sort of goes over to it and hugs the little branch.
Blackwing, please. We need your help.
Oh, Springheart. I thought that I hoped that you would have been safe. I did not realize. I had forgotten. Sort of this immense remorse just oozing as he looks down at this.
If it wasn't for that little trinket fetch, that trinket.
Oh my god!
Ophelia's entire face was more.
I mean, your face did get,
Properly yet.
Give us some time.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Give me a
Yes, the curse of the Fomorians is rather unpleasant.
Yeah.
Best if
She's
has
been
not
Picasso'd.
taken a greater effect upon you.
In appearance and in mind, yes.
We did all we could to preserve the connection between the tree, but
No, you have this. I did not even consider it. The fact that you have brought, and the fact that you have managed to bring her here at all is, that is some great sorcery. And sort of looks, and I think doesn't know exactly how you've done it, but I think maybe would infer that Xanthias is sort of the more prominent mage. Fine sorcery indeed.
thank you.
It was Gruff's idea.
That's
Gruff. Gruff.
not fucking true.
Ophelia is on one today.
Listen.
Let me fight with everyone. I don't want any friends.
It was Gruff's idea to bring the tree back, yes.
Stan just had the magic, yes, but it was Gruff's idea to bring the tree back.
It was Ophelia's idea to fight with it.
I did nothing.
We've also
got
procured
all of the
all of the
things,
items you requested, and hopefully some more that we...
I must apologize. I did not realize this would be such a dangerous... Well, I knew it would be dangerous, but not to this level. If they were able to breach the tapestry, if the Unseelie... How bad is the city?
Very.
It's
The Harlequin.
Harlequin.
What was their message? They said that it was worse than someone that knew you.
Harlequin.
Hang on.
Skipping through notes.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember.
There is only one who I know who would give themselves such a moniker.
We didn't see their face, but they are trying to take care of the people who remain, but from the shadows.
Yes,
They implied that perhaps it was time for you to return.
I am but one weaver, Gruffith.
They need everyone.
Looks around. I will do what I can, but it will take more than one weaver to undo what has been done there.
if his things are as bad as you say, it would require an army. But I will do what I can. This Harlequin, if that is what they are choosing to go by, I will find them, offer them what I can. I had hoped that the Unseelie would be satisfied with just being in charge. Perhaps I misjudged their desire for vengeance, their desire for suffering. To be honest, I think perhaps I had stopped caring about my old home. There were only painful memories that remained.
Can I go over and just hand them the jewelry box?
Takes it,
Your home hasn't forgotten about you yet.
opens it up, closes it, holds it close. Thank you. Consider your favor repaid. Did you find what you were looking for, Xanthias?
Yes, in abundance, in fact.
I'm glad. Whatever else you found, keep. They are yours to do with as you wish. As for this little one, it is not right for me to... Is there a place for her with you?
Oh. I suppose we could plant the tree, maybe,
We have a
in
garden.
the garden.
We have a garden that used to have a tree.
But I might need your help with the magics. I'm so worried.
I can assist with that. What Xanthias has done is excellent. This, and I can see that the light of
He's like,
healing light and the magic of druids has been poured into it. This sapling is strong. It will survive.
Good.
It will survive. It will maintain Springheart's connection, but she is young now, and she will need to grow as old dryads do. But there is your magic. He sort of seems to recognize that it's the sort of three of you's magic has also influenced it. She is less fey now. This is no bad thing. This is... Her connection now is part fey and part Althean.
Well, we couldn't leave her. We couldn't leave her to what happened.
oh, Althean.
I'm grateful for that. It is my great shame that I had forgotten.
Can I give them the rolled up parchment, the rolled up canvas? Not for just now, but maybe consider finishing it, and it might remind you a bit more. But
Places it down. They place it down. I thank you, Daisy Thistleheart. But that painting, no, cannot be finished. But thank you. I will take the things I sent you for. And our business is done. I will come and speak with you again, but now I need time.
if you do need our help again with what's going on, I think Gruff also feels like it's a horrible thing that's happening in the Feywild, and if we can help, then we would be glad to.
Perhaps not all of the Feywield, but perhaps we can help Vathalion. But the Feywield as a whole? No, it will take something much greater to return that place. The elves have left. Most of them, anyway. But perhaps Vathalion can be helped. Or at least take those who still linger there and find a new home for them.
They need help. There is so much suffering there.
Yes. The Unseelie. They know suffering. They know suffering.
It's changing the Feywield.
You, Sister Ophelia, speak of this.
Well, the silver rivers, they were changing colour.
No, that... Changing colour how?
They were not entirely silver. There was something else in the waters, purple, reds, colours like my home.
The blood of the Iluvarath. Oh, that is a worrying sign. I will look into this. I will look into this. I will speak with the Harlequin. They will know more. For now, go, rest. Enjoy the fruits of your labors.
Do you want your green boots back?
What? No.
Okay.
No. My friend Ruin, keep them.
You sure?
Yes. I wore them in my days of traveling and adventuring. They are boots of levitation. They will take you to new heights. Enjoy.
And the misty cape that you had? You want that?
No. I do not. The only things I require are the ones I sent you for. As I said, you are welcome to any of the other treasures of my home. That is the Cape of the Silver River. It will take you to places beyond what your feet can bring to you. Enjoy it.
I got a pouch of tiny rocks. What do these do?
It is not so grand as my boots or cape, but...
Can it help the sapling?
No, but it will help you, I imagine. That is... it is dust that will make you disappear. It will sprinkle it upon a creature and they will vanish from sight.
Oh.
But once it is used, it is used.
All right.
A small token. But enjoy it.
Thank you.
Pocket sand. Oh, shit.
I am desperately sad that asked what it was before he did pocket sand. Because I was going to be like, what are you using for that? Oh, the pouch of dust I got at Blackwing. I'd be like, great. The thing disappears. But it's now invisible. But yeah, Blackwing, sorry, they will just look at you and say, thank you. And you gather up the things. We'll take the blanket and hold it close. We'll probably gesture and have an unseen servant carry the folios away and things like that. But we'll just incline their head. Thank you. And thank you, Sister Ophelia, for this warning of the Iluvarath and for traveling to a place that I know is not friendly to you.
I know we have our differences, but your home is beautiful.
It is.
And as someone who misses their own home greatly, it saddens me that yours is changing.
Your home is this realm. Your home is here. Your home, Osseous, yes?
Yes.
It is a realm of life. It's a realm of mortals, of decisions. It is a realm of possibilities. The Feywield, the Greylands. They are places where destiny is set. Mine is a realm of life. The Greylands is a realm of death. You met Springheart. Her grove was burned. It was an objective. Nothing. The forces of the Greylands could have walked around it. They could have traveled. The Dryads posed no threat to them. The Grave Father demands that all becomes dust. That all becomes death. Remember that your home is here, and it is a wondrous place.
Thank you. I will. And as long as I'm here, I will strive to end this silly feud. It doesn't need to keep going on.
As will I, Sister Athena. You have proven a good friend.
You too.
And with that, Blackwing will take their things and they will head upstairs. I'm assuming you would all like to make your way.
Yes.
And with that, we will bring the session to a close.
Nice.
What a good act.
Hell
Would you like
yeah.
a little extra reward?
I would like 10 extra awards. No, I take it back on one.
Percy Pigs?
Would you? Well, they're not. You can either have Percy Pigs or a level up.
A level up. Level up.
Oh, I do like Percy Pigs though.
Now, I will warn you, this will be the last level up for some time.
Okay.
As it will require, the next level up is going to require the completion of a major quest.
Okay.
As you have reached a full milestone, because I believe this is level 10 now.
Yeah.
10.
So imagine that you're sort of like, to unlock the next sort of tier of, to go up in like the next tier of adventuring, that's, to get in there, that's going to require a pretty big quest, which I believe I'm going to set as the Xanthias completion.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Not the crown steel.
Xanthias.
The ring. Yes,
The
the
essences.
What do I get?
Xanthias, discuss.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hell yeah.
But you may level up to level 10.
Oh, I do love a cinematic, quick combat like that.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Didn't want to do a full combat because
there's-
also I want to save blood for like a nice big dramatic.
We're probably gonna.
No way to win,
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
just do everything you can just to push them back as long as you can.
No, I like that fight.
And sometimes that's easier to do in that more cinematic kind of style than an actual like, right, let's roll initiative. Right, 3 hours later.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that, thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
We will be back next week for the Jingle Jam, our special Jingle Jam episode, which will be nice and live. We will see you then. Take care.
See you next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye now.